reliable power, and peace of mind? Propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at WIPGA.org.
That red box coming up.
This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
Protect mom's assets, protect your assets. Call Kraus Estate Planning, estateplanningpeople.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment, flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
The Brewers have one more chance to stay alive.
Peralta's 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Elevated fastball.
Our coverage of Game 2 of the wild card round against the Mets starts tonight at 6. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental on your home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 3:01. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, the former Milwaukee city attorney facing a felony charge.
I'm Julia Fellow. The search is on for 2 robbery suspects right now.
I'm Debbie Loziga, northbound on 43. Right about at Keefe, looks like we've got an accident. It is off on the right shoulder behind the barrels, but something to keep in mind. Southbound 43 is backed up from just before Hampton to Capitol. Also, a vehicle fire being taken care of on 4394 southbound around Beecher. That is off on the right shoulder. Westbound 94, just general delays leaving the 16th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's a bit tight as well from around 76th Street to Hawley. Southbound on 41, heavy from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 47 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision, Wisconsin. With just over a month to go until the general election, the state's 8th Senate district will be one of several hotly contested races this November.
One of the issues at the heart of the race is a literacy bill authored by Republican candidate Dewey Strobel. The senator tells WTMJ funding is currently being held up by political arguing in Madison.
The governor has taken upon himself to veto this bill in a manner that has never been vetoed before.
Strobel's challenger, Jody Habush-Sinekin, says the Joint Finance Committee is to blame, which Strobel is a co-chair on.
That is really a question that folks should be asking him. Why is he holding up that money to move Wisconsin's children forward?
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Habush-Sinekin previously ran in a special election to replace Alberta Darling in the 8th District in 2023, losing to Dan Knodel, who's running for a state assembly seat this fall.
The latest Marquette University Law School poll shows Wisconsin U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin has a 53 to 47% lead over Republican challenger Eric Hovde. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris is maintaining her 52 to 48% lead over former President Donald Trump. The poll found voters favor Harris more on abortion, health care, and ensuring fair elections, while Trump is favored on matters of immigration, the economy, and the Israel-Hamas war, among other foreign relations. Additionally, 3% of those polled would support former independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy, who suspended his campaign in August.
A felony charge against the former Milwaukee city attorney.
Embattled former city attorney Tierman Spencer faces a misconduct in office charge, accused of using City of Milwaukee staff to avoid neighborhood services inspections of his personal property and to clear fees that were owed. During his time as city attorney, Spencer dealt with a large amount of staff resignations and an allegation of sexual harassment. He was defeated by challenger Evan Goyke earlier this year. Spencer also faces a charge of obstructing an officer in the investigation. If convicted, he could face time in prison. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Milwaukee police need your help finding 2 robbery suspects. It happened September 23rd at about 3:30 in the morning near 12th and Burleigh on the north side. 2 suspects forced themselves into a closed business and took a lot of property that didn't belong to them. One suspect, a Caucasian man between 35 and 45 years old. The other is African-American man between 18 and 25 years old. You can see their pictures and get more information at our website, WTMJ.com.
Coming up, recognizing the most powerful women in the business world.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 3:05.
This report is sponsored by Uline. Visit uline.com today.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement. and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
When Senator Tammy Baldwin first went to Washington, the big news story was Y2K. And we were partying like it was 1999. Baldwin has been in D.C. for more than 25 years. And after a quarter century, her values are a lot more Washington than Wisconsin. Baldwin supported providing puberty blockers and sex change surgeries to minor children in Wisconsin. And Baldwin supports forcing women's domestic violence shelters in Wisconsin to admit biological men who claim to identify as women, even though domestic violence survivors say it would be traumatic to be forced to sleep in the same shelters as men. Tammy Baldwin, 25 years in Washington has changed her, and now she's just too extreme for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:07.
Fortune reveals its annual list of 100 most powerful women in business.
The 27th edition of the Fortune Most Powerful Women in Business list recognizes impressive leaders, including some who've recently taken on the role of CEO, including Mitsuko Totori of Japan Airlines. Then there is CVS Health CEO Karen Lynch, Catherine McClay, President and CEO of Walmart International, and topping the list, General Motors CEO Mary Barra, who recently told CBS News that she thinks this is the most exciting time in her industry.
There's so much change right now that makes it, as for an engineer, it just makes it super exciting.
Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. They haven't won a playoff game since 2021. That'll need to change tonight in order for the Brewers season to continue. Brew October, sponsored by Delta Dental. Coverage of tonight's game at home against the Mets at 6 o'clock here on WTMJ. And training camp's underway for the Milwaukee Bucks. The team will spend about a week training in Los Angeles in advance of their first preseason game October 6th in Detroit.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:08.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Debbie Lazaga here for Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get zero interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Luxstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Big Brewers baseball day, and we've got you covered on that front. Jeff Levering, the excellent play-by-play guys, with us at 3:45 and during the 5 o'clock hour. MLB.com's Adam McKelvey. So we get you ready for Brewers baseball. Big day today. First, the stuff we're tracking this afternoon.
This is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
All right, Julia, how about this? 2 Wisconsin cities are among the best small cities to live in America, according to Wallet Hub. They looked at 45 different data points ranging from home ownership rates to job growth, health of the economy, density of restaurants, all sorts of stuff. And on the list, Brookfield, is number 3 on the entire nationwide list. Oh, I just lied. It's number 2.
Wow.
It just moved up a spot. Brookfield is number 2.
In like a matter of a half a second, it moved up.
Amazing.
Wow.
Second best small city to live in. They ranked great for economic stability, health insurance, good restaurants. They are number 2 on the list. Also in the top 5, Appleton, Wisconsin is 5th. Quality of life is great, affordability, safety, education, and health. By the way, also really near the top of the list, like in the top 10, is Menominee Falls. Go Falls!
Ooh.
So a nice honor for those 2 cities.
Excellent. Number 2 is Brew October related. The story will make you feel even prouder to be a Brewers fan. An Appleton family, they're going through the unthinkable. Their son just had a traumatic brain injury. The 15-year-old's been at Children's Hospital for the past 3 months. Since July, his parents and little brother have been able to stay at the Ronald McDonald House for free. And manager Pat Murphy heard about their story, learned that they're fans, and gave them a special tour around AmFam Field last month, giving their younger son an incredible experience during such a difficult time. This is a portion of the story.
Got to walk on the field, took pictures with Grant out on the field. Grant's favorite player is Jackson Churio.
Churio, soft into center, base hit, and it gets by. Churio on the move.
And as we were walking out to the dugout, Pat himself grabbed a baseball bat and said, "Here, Grant, here's what it's like to feel a Major League Baseball bat." And Grant obviously grabs it right away and he goes, "Hey, why don't you take a look and read whose bat that is?" And he picked out Jackson Churio's bat.
And it's an inside the park homer for Jackson Churio.
And again, I've never seen my kid's face that in awe in my entire life.
Such a great story about Pat Murphy, this family, and the incredible experience they have, and why they are using the word undaunted as a mantra for life. That's coming up at 3:35.
Can't wait to hear that story. That's a fantastic little story. Hey, the third thing is a really nice story about a pilot on a United Airlines flight going from San Francisco to Houston. 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it takes off. It's supposed to land in Houston at 7 p.m. There's a mid-air medical emergency. So the plane has to land in New Mexico. It lands. They get the person off the plane that needs help. And then the flight crew times out. So they go, "We don't have enough time left in our day now, according to the FAA, to fly you the rest of the way to Houston." So the plane has to sit on the ground while a new crew is brought in. So the pilot feels really bad about this. The United pilot, he feels terrible about this. The people are waiting. There's 150 people. He ordered 30 pizzas be delivered to the waiting area where they were sitting.
Wow.
He said, "I'm going to pay for this." He ordered 30 pizzas for the 135 passengers, and they got delivered right to the gate. How cool is that? And so the pilot organized the pizza line the only way that he would understand. He had them line up for pizza by passenger seat assignments. Zone 4, your turn for pizza now. Isn't that a really nice story?
That is so generous and so thoughtful.
Yeah, that is super cool. Eventually, the flight crew was replaced. The passengers made their way to Houston with a nice, full pizza belly, landing early in the morning. That is your 3 at 3. We get you ready for Brewers baseball coming up. Jeff Levering with us at 3:45. Our reaction to last night's debate with some of the sound. That's straight ahead on WTMJ.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
Are you feeling that nip in the air? Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Comfort Awnings, and that shouldn't keep you from enjoying your outdoor space. Comfort Awnings, screens, and awnings are literally made to extend your living space. They're a local family-owned company, and they pride themselves on great customer service, so you don't have to worry about the company. You also don't have to worry about the process. It's super easy. One of the guys stops by, takes a look at your home to see which retractable awning or screen would work best, and then they go over colors and fabrics and help you choose something that will fit your home perfectly. And the best thing is this month's offer. Now until the end of October, you can receive a free motor with the purchase of any awning or screen. That's up to a $900 value. It's their best deal yet this year. Call 414-AWNINGS for a free estimate or visit comfortawnings.com.
Hey, Wisconsin, Jim Bob Morse here. Get ready to break out the Bandito with El Bandito Yankee, the official tequila of game day. 100% blue Weber agave, award-winning, all-natural, additive-free, and the smoothest tequila Milwaukee, Madison, and Titletown has ever tasted. Get yours today at La Pina on 3rd Street or your favorite local store. Remember, you always win with the undefeated flavor of El Bandito Yankee tequila. And for events, recipes, and places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Retire well with Kowal.
A strong retirement plan should go beyond investment management. At Kowal Investment Group, our fiduciary advisors can help you reach your retirement goals. Call us today or visit us online at thekowalway.com.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Loziga, how's that ride rolling?
Well, we're seeing a little bit of a problem along southbound 40. Oh, no, I was right. Northbound 43 at Keefe. The right shoulder's blocked with a crash. Luckily, that is behind the barrels, off on the right shoulder, so just something to keep in mind if you're heading through that area. On the southbound side, you are seeing delays from just before Hampton all the way down past Capitol. Also, they're still working on this vehicle fire that happened 4394 on the right shoulder. Looks like it's just a couple of vehicles, or at least just one vehicle left on the right side. Folks are able to get past it without too much of an issue. Other than that, we've got broken down vehicle right about at Beecher on 4394. That one is blocking the left lane, so it's going to be making for some delays through there. Westbound 94, watch for delays from 16th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 47 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75. Friday, slight chance for rain, a high of 68. Saturday, sunny, breezy, 74. And on Sunday, slight chance for rain, a high of 70. Very pleasant out right now. It's sunny and 71 degrees. So the only vice presidential debate is in the books. It took place, of course, last night. Likely the last debate of the 24 presidential election cycle, unless somebody changes their mind. This is the last big debate. So Julie and I we both watched the debate and picked out a couple of bites that we wanted to talk through with you. Wanted to walk you through a couple of different things that happened last night that stood out to us. So early on in the debate, the CBS moderators, Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan, had an important choice to make. Were they going to fact-check the candidates in their own time? Were they going to let them do it? They decided to try to thread the needle. They did some fact-checking, but then they relied on the candidates to do themselves. The most direct fact-check of the night also led to maybe the most dramatic moment on stage. It was a pretty civil debate, but this moment did take place. And it was the candidates talking about a couple of different things related to immigration, and then they decided to cut the mics. Listen to this.
Thank you, Senator, for describing the legal process. We have so much to get to, Senator.
Those laws have been on the books since 1990.
Thank you, gentlemen.
The CBP app has not been on the books since 1990. It's something that Kamala Harris created, Margaret.
Gentlemen, the audience can't hear you because your mics are cut. We have so much we want to get to. Thank you for explaining the legal process.
That seemed kind of condescending. A lot of people were criticizing Margaret Brennan for, thanks for explaining the legal process.
Yeah, but that app in 1990, there's no apps in 1990.
Yeah, and they cut the mics. That was the only time they had to cut the mics. The gentleman seemed to get the point after that and didn't interrupt each other too much.
Okay, this is another odd one that I didn't really hear about too much before this was brought up by, again, Margaret Brennan. Walz said that he was in China, Hong Kong, during the Tiananmen Square protests when he was not. Here, take a listen.
You said you were in Hong Kong during the deadly Tiananmen Square protests in the spring of 1989. But Minnesota Public Radio and other media outlets are reporting that you actually didn't travel to Asia until August of that year. Can you explain that discrepancy?
Yeah, well, and to the folks out there who didn't get at the top of this, look, I grew up in small rural Nebraska, town of 400, town that you rode your bike with your buddies till the streetlights come on, and I'm
Okay, so he goes into all of that, and it takes a little more than 40 seconds later. Do you want to hear when he actually answers it? Okay, here's when he answers that question.
Look, I will be the first to tell you, I have poured my heart into my community. I've tried to do the best I can, but I've not been perfect, and I'm a knucklehead at times, but it's always been about that. Those same people elected me to Congress for 12 years. And in Congress, I was one of the most bipartisan people.
And then it goes into something else
like
about other bills. So I don't know. That was a difficult moment.
Yeah, that was a tough moment for him, for sure. That was not a great moment. I thought it was interesting that the debate seemed much more civil. It seemed much more bipartisan at times. It seemed much more empathetic on the part of both candidates. This is the talk about gun control, and Tim Walz told this little story. Then I'm going to give you J.D. Vance's reaction. This really stood out for me.
Well, I think all the parents watching tonight, this is your biggest nightmare. Look, I got a 17-year-old, and he witnessed a shooting at a community center playing volleyball. Those things don't leave you. As a member of Congress, I sat in my office surrounded by dozens of the Sandy Hook parents, and they were looking at my 7-year-old picture on the wall. Their 7-year-old were dead.
Powerful. This is J.D. Vance literally seconds later.
Tim, first of all, I didn't know that your 17-year-old witnessed a shooting. I'm sorry about that, and I hope that he's doing okay. Christ have mercy. It is awful. And I appreciate what Tim said, actually, about Finland, because I do think it illustrates some of the frankly, weird differences.
J.D. Vance came across as very empathetic. He came across as very nice. He came across as very caring. He came across as a guy with an iron fist wearing a velvet glove. He hit when he needed to. But I thought that J.D. Vance came across as presidential. Now, I'm not talking about all the crazy stuff that he said in the past, because he said a lot of crazy stuff. But last night, for that hour and a half, I thought he came across as caring and as empathetic. And Walz also came across as a guy that wants to work with the other side. They both, I thought, represented themselves very, very well. I liked it. It was an actual discussion.
It was a little boring. I don't know, for me.
I know. You and I were texting back and forth during the thing. You wanted the punches thrown.
I was ready.
I liked it. I liked that there seemed to be a discussion.
I need a discussion. I need to get back to normal, but I was ready for some throwdown. But here's Senator J.D. Vance. Do you want to hear this? When he responded about January 6th and President Trump lost the 2020 election, J.D. Vance said this, and this is going around online.
It's really rich for Democratic leaders to say that Donald Trump is a unique threat to democracy when he peacefully gave over power on January the 20th, as we have done for 250 years in this country.
Boy, yikes. There was a transfer of power, but okay. That's J.D. Vance's take.
So he skipped 14 days ahead, 2 weeks.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. You know what bothered me during the debate? Did you notice that Margaret Brennan kept saying, "Your time is up, Governor. Your time is up, Senator," after they stopped talking? So J.D. Vance would be done, like giving his speech, making his point. Hard stop, he was quiet. And then Margaret Brennan would say, "Your time is up, Senator." And then she'd ask Walz a question. What was she doing? Why?
I think she was trying to keep them on time, trying to say you went over.
No, but they were already done talking. Did you notice that, or is that just me?
No, I did. I saw that.
I
noticed
repeatedly.
How Margaret Brennan was so robotic, wasn't she?
Very.
What was that?
Especially next to Nora O'Donnell. Nora O'Donnell, one of the best TV anchors in the business.
Thank you, Nora. Blah, blah, blah.
And then she would literally turn her head like a robot. Thank you, Nora. It's my turn. And then she would turn her head.
I know that you have to be, really, buttoned up for CBS, but that was like, whoa.
It was too much. It was too much. Yes. I thought both guys did a good job. It's not going to change a damn thing.
No.
It will change absolutely nothing.
No.
We're going to talk about it today and maybe a little bit tomorrow, and then we're done. Then we're done talking about it. So an interesting night. Did it change anything? I don't know. I did like the tone, though. It is 3:24 at WTMJ. Let's check the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. on this Wednesday. Stock steady as the Mideast caution grips the markets. People waiting to see what's going to happen over there. Bounced around a little bit, and everything ended a tiny bit in the green. The Dow was up 40 points today. The NASDAQ was up 15 points. And the S&P 500 was up one little baby point on the day. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference.
There's no better place to catch the natural wonders of fall than Lake Geneva. Stroll a lakeshore path in a kaleidoscope of color. Explore winding rustic roads. Take a scenic boat tour or glide through a forest on a zip line. At night, stargaze from a historic observatory, cozy up to a campfire, or have a cocktail on the patio. Enjoy the seasonal bounty at orchards, wineries, and farms with flavors to savor. Plan your fall getaway now at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, it's always been the place for fall fun.
When you walk into your bathroom, is it turn this into this? With our Sidex Creepiest Tub or Shower Contest. Enter a picture of your creepy tub or shower space at WTMJ.com for a chance to win a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost, up to a $10,000 value. Enter your picture by texting creepy to the WTMJ talk and text line. It's the Creepiest Shower Contest, only here on WTMJ.
Landworks Wisconsin, they are the best in the business. Landscaped our yard this summer, and now they're doing some work for us this fall. You know what I love? There's one point of contact at Landworks Wisconsin. Whether you're having dormant pruning come this fall, which we should all have, whether it's a landscape renewal, they also do hardscape, patios, and stuff like that. You've got one person in charge from beginning to end. At my place, it's Joe. I've been texting with Joe, actually, about a couple more things we want done. It's absolutely fantastic. And you want passionate plant people. They've got passionate plant people at Landworks Wisconsin. They will take your yard or business and make it beautiful. Take your beautiful yard and take it to the next level. It's Landworks Wisconsin. Through and through, they just get it, and they do it right. They're a local company. It's Landworks Wisconsin. Check them out today, landworkswisconsin.com.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
A lot of businesses have available space. Creating similar models, especially in the downtown area that invite everyone in, I think that's a winning scenario.
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
It can't feel like a hotel lobby.
No.
I walk in and 95% of these spaces, I'm like, why am I leaving my house? Because this is cleaner?
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Wisconsin families are getting crushed today. We're paying more for food, clothes, gas than ever. Our open border has allowed over 10 million illegal immigrants into our country the last 4 years, driving up the cost of health care and housing for every one of us. What's more, it's allowed fentanyl to pour into our communities, killing our friends and family. Kamala Harris and Senator Baldwin's policies created all these problems. It's time for change. I'm Eric Hovde, and that's why I'm running for the U.S. Senate. For too long, these career politicians have failed our country. They're all talk, no action. I'm not anything like these people. I'm a business guy who lives in a world where actually solving problems matters. We need to lower the cost of food, close our southern border, build more affordable housing, and fix our healthcare system. I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message because it's time for change.
Paid for by Hovde for Wisconsin.
You're busy. Work, family, life. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what you'll do about things like retirement planning, selling a business, investing, or building your legacy. So your buddy hooks you up with his guy. Seems fine, but when it gets down to advice, you're all of a sudden knee-deep in products packed with commissions. You start to wonder, are you getting advice or are you getting a sales pitch? Annex Wealth Management is a fee-only fiduciary. No commission products, just advice. And clear thinking when it comes to your investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. Annex believes financial planning is for everyone. Annex Comprehensive Wealth is a great fit for most. For those with high net worth and complex planning challenges, consider Annex Private Client. For those just starting out, Annex Ignite is a great choice. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button. It only takes a couple of minutes. Set your own appointment at a time convenient for you. Know the difference with a fee-only fiduciary. That's Annex Wealth Management. annexwealth.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Hey, don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Rejuvenix. Alleviate your pain. Rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenix.com to request your appointment.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, another presidential stop in the Badger State.
I'm Julia Fellow. Another report as Breast Cancer Awareness Month gets underway today.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. A little trouble on 794 northbound right about at Oklahoma Avenue. We got the right lane blocked with a broken down vehicle. So that's going to be affecting your ride just a bit. We've also got the left lane blocked on 4394 southbound right at the ramp from Beecher. So watch out for that. We've got delays coming out of the Marquette all the way down towards the Beecher area. So careful. Southbound 43 slowing down from Silver Spring to Capitol and then from North Avenue into the Marquette. And the northbound 43, we also have a crash off on the right shoulder right about at Keefe. Luckily, it's behind the barrel, so you shouldn't see too much of an issue other than a little bit of a distraction. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, not as cool as last night. 47 inland, 53 at the lake. Tomorrow, pick day, mostly sunny, a high of 75 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Decision, Wisconsin. Another presidential campaign stop comes to Wisconsin this week.
Fond du Lac County gets a visit from Vice President Kamala Harris on Thursday. According to the Democratic Party of Wisconsin's website, she'll speak to voters at an event scheduled from between 3 and 6 p.m. A location has not been publicly announced, but the City of Ripon Police Department has announced street closures and parking restrictions to begin Wednesday night. Closures include sections of Ransom Street, Woodside Avenue, Elm Street, and Congress Street, many of which are near Ripon College. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Former President Donald Trump is also returning to Wisconsin. He'll hold a campaign event at the Dodge County Airport in Juneau on Sunday.
Just over a month to go until the general election, the state's 8th Senate district will be one of several hotly contested races this November.
The election comes nearly 1 year after the passage of Act 12, which reworked cities' access to state shared revenue. Democratic candidate Jody Habush-Sinnigan tells WTMJ the fund should be used to help lower costs for taxpayers.
We can make the progress what is needed to prevent these ongoing property tax increases.
Her Republican opponent, Dewey Strobel, says decisions need to coincide with the Act's law enforcement investment requirements.
Because if there's anything a municipality needs to do, it needs to do police, fire, and emergency medical services well.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Business experts are warning of dire consequences, mostly for consumers, if the dock workers strike continues for very long.
You don't know what's going to happen in these times. So
you've probably already seen them, folk with carts piled high with food and vegetables at the grocery store.
If it goes a few days, there won't be much of an effect.
Mark Goldman at Morton Williams grocery stores in New York City says they've stocked up on perishables, but if the walkout goes for weeks or longer,
we'll definitely have higher prices and we might have empty shelves.
Allison Keys, CBS News.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A new report shows a significant drop in breast cancer death rates over the past 30 years. But not all women are benefiting. CBS Stephanie Stahl.
An American Cancer Society report finds breast cancer incidence is rising by 1% annually, with the steepest increase for Asian American, Pacific Islander women of all ages.
Really quite significant difference. So this is something that is causing us concern.
2 teenagers are facing felony charges for a carjacking and shooting. 17-year-old Gregory Edwards Hemphill and 18-year-old Brandon Ballard, both of Milwaukee, are charged with first-degree recklessly endangering safety using a deadly weapon and carjacking connected to 2 incidents earlier this month. During the second incident near 66th and Hayes in West Allis, the car owner tried to stop the two. They started shooting at the owner before running off. Both were arrested later that day without incident.
Not in my backyard. That's what Mayor of Wauwatosa often hears from constituents when it comes to building housing. According to the Wisconsin Policy Forum, communities all over Wisconsin do not have enough to meet demand. The mayor tells Spanning the State those with environmental concerns should look to build upwards.
Density is good for the environment, not bad. Why? Because you don't have to build more roads. You don't have to extend water and sewer mains. Density is good for mass transit.
Plus, Wauwatosa's mayor says the city is not short of green space. In fact, 10% of Milwaukee County's parkland is located in Wauwatosa.
A fundraising effort is underway to convert a Milwaukee County park into the nation's first universally inclusive park. The goal is for Moss Universal Park to reimagine the 18-acre Wisconsin Avenue Park in a way that benefits anyone,
regardless of ability level, with a universal playground structure and universal field.
It is the country's first outdoor universally inclusive field. So able-bodied or disabled, everybody can play on this surface in this design.
Damian Buchman is the executive director of the Ability Center. Buchman is working with park developer Game Time on the design while working to secure funding.
Total cost of the project is pushing about $20 million, but we got a transformative gift a couple of years ago from George French Moss and his trust that allowed us to move that vision that we had since 2018 forward.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
The park could open in the fall of 2025.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. They have not won a playoff game since 2021, but that will need to change tonight in order for the Brewers season to continue. Coverage of tonight's game. Game 2 of the Wild Card Series against the Mets begins at 6 o'clock right here on WTMJ. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental. And training camp is underway for the Milwaukee Bucks. The team will spend about a week training in Los Angeles in advance of their first preseason game, October 6th in Detroit.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 3:36.
Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental.
When Senator Tammy Baldwin first went to Washington, the big news story was Y2K. And we were partying like it was 1999. Baldwin has been in D.C. for more than 25 years. And after a quarter century, her values are a lot more Washington than Wisconsin. Baldwin supported providing puberty blockers and sex change surgeries to minor children in Wisconsin. And Baldwin supports forcing women's domestic violence shelters in Wisconsin to admit biological men who claim to identify as women. Even though domestic violence survivors say it would be traumatic to be forced to sleep in the same shelters as men. Tammy Baldwin, 25 years in Washington has changed her, and now she's just too extreme for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
The word undaunted is not just a slogan during the Brewers' playoff run. It has a deeper meaning for Brewers manager Pat Murphy. And the story I'm about to share might give you a deeper appreciation for our coach as he lifted up an Appleton family with those words, whose son is fighting for his life. Here's its story. It is the side of Pat Murphy we don't usually hear about, but the Appleton father you are about to meet says the time his family spent with the coach changed their outlook on life.
Pat Murphy is a better human being than he is a baseball coach, period.
They met under the most unexpected circumstances. Tyler Jed Wapney's 15-year-old boy, Brett, suffered a traumatic brain injury.
And just 1 in a million to get him.
Brett was at the family home using a power washer.
He was doing what a 15-year-old boy does.
The power washer went over a tire on a hose cart.
Yeah. And it was just a plastic tire. What he was power washing exploded and cracked his skull, went into his brain.
In a split second, the family's lives changed forever.
My son that's in the children's hospital has a traumatic brain injury, is unable to talk, unable to walk, or unable to do anything. So, and that's, as Grant, my youngest, says, he's lost his best friend, he's lost everything.
But out of something so dark came so much light and generosity from perfect strangers at the Ronald McDonald House. That is where the family have been able to stay for the past 3 months at no charge, while his son is getting treatment at Children's Hospital.
A true special place. But most importantly, the Ronald McDonald House provides a home.
Generous hearts donate even more, including a man by the name of Dave, who gives away the majority of his Brewers season tickets to families who are staying at the Ronald McDonald House. The seats are right behind home plate. The Jedwabnys were able to take their youngest son to a game.
My son is just an absolute fanatic of the Brewers, so he runs over there and gets an autograph from Pat Murphy.
As luck would have it, someone who works at Ronald McDonald House ran into Pat Murphy at an event soon after. After he heard the family's story, he gifted them a special seats to the Brewers Diamondbacks game last month and a backstage tour of AmFam. They could not wait, but did not expect who they would see that day.
Wait here, and then all of a sudden, Pat Murphy comes walking out and says, "I'm going to give you the tour today." And I think my son's jaw just absolutely dropped. He walks us through, got to walk on the field, took pictures with Grant out on the field. Grant's favorite player is Jackson Churio.
Churio, soft into center, base hit, and it gets by. Churio on the move.
And as we were walking out to the dugout, Pat himself grabbed a baseball bat and said, "Here, Grant, here's what it's like to feel a Major League Baseball bat." And Grant obviously grabs it right away, and he goes, "Hey, why don't you take a look and read whose bat that is?" And he picked out Jackson Churio's bat.
It's an inside the park homer for Jackson Churio.
And again, I've never seen my kid's face that in awe in my entire life. The time he took was absolutely special for Grant. You know, the irony in the day's events is the day before this all happened, we got denied by insurance to go to rehab, which Brett so desperately needs. And the Brewers team slogan is the word undaunted. The sign was on Pat Murphy's desk. The sign is in the locker room. Yeah, the word undaunted. 100%, we're going to fight no matter what. We're going to have trials, we're going to have troubles, but we're going to keep going. And that word, that day, that talk with Coach, definitely give him a new outlook on, I can go see my brother up in the hospital. It's going to be okay. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get through this. Because that word needed to come to us on that day. It needed to hit my wife and I and Grant. Like, we're going to have a fight. We got to be undaunted through it all.
A life-changing moment for this family that even the president of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Southeast Wisconsin noticed when the family came back.
You could see it in their face. When they were back at the house after this incredible experience, it changed them. I think it forever changed their perception and path.
Over the past few days, Brett has gotten better.
He's kind of started communicating in his own little way of hitting flashcards for yes and no, tapping for yes and no, and waving hi, waving bye.
And just this week,
my wife called me with great news that insurance did go through. And the first words out of her mouth was undaunted.
A mantra not just meant for a playoff stretch, but for this family, life itself.
Brewers fan for life now, and a Pat Murphy fan forever.
So if you text undaunted to our talk and text line, undaunted to 855-616-1620, it'll take you right to our web story about this family where you can see pictures before and after of this 15-year-old. Brett is on the mend, but will undergo another surgery, John, to reconstruct his skull fully on October 30th. So our prayers are with this family. Then he will go to rehab in Chicago. His parents hope he'll learn how to walk and talk all over again. Wow. This 15-year-old. The Ronald McDonald House Charities of Southeast Wisconsin can house more than 80 families at a time. They're always looking for volunteers and donations, the kind of donations you'd imagine your family would need if there was an unexpected emergency and you're stuck in one place for weeks or even months at a time. Text Undaunted to learn more.
What a powerful, incredible story.
And we would never have known
stuff. Yeah.
What a great guy.
Yeah. What great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Text Undaunted to 855-616-1620. It is 3:43.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hakinson, Saturday afternoon at 2. Tune in each week as John exposes industry myths for truth seekers looking to navigate their way to financial freedom. What he reveals may surprise you. To learn more about the show and how creative planning can help you build a custom financial plan and portfolio tailored to you and your goals, visit creativeplanning.com/radio. Don't settle for outdated advice. Your money deserves better, and so do you.
Guthrie and Fry water conditioning, water softeners, RO systems. You know all that stuff. They do it the right way at Guthrie and Fry. They're going to take care of you big time like they take care of us. They have been with us for a very, very, very long time. You know why? Because we absolutely trust them. We know that when they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it the right way, and that's exactly what they do at Guthrie and Fry. Better water makes a big difference. It is Guthrie and Fry. Better water makes a big difference. Just think about that. The water in your house, the air that you breathe, quality products and services at a fair price from a local company you can trust. And they work with great other local companies. Hellenbrand provides Guthrie and Fry with water softeners. Their RO drinking systems and iron curtain systems. They're a strong partner. Sue and Rob partner with the best, and they'll take care of you in your home. Better water does make a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume from New Nordic.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Now through Wednesday, save on 15 to 30-ounce selected varieties Hellman's Mayonnaise, $5.49. 7 to 16-ounce selected varieties Barilla Pasta, 2 for $3. 128-ounce selected varieties Kemp's Pale, $6.99. 1 pound selected varieties Land O'Lakes Butter, $4.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no, never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against San Francisco on November 24th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
I'm shopping at Century alone next time.
Enter by November 6th.
Hi, everyone. Jeff Levering here. And when we moved into our home 10 years ago, we knew the time had come to replace our roof. That came sooner than we thought with the storms during the spring. So we called the pros at Ridgetop Exteriors, and they did more than just live up to their motto, trusted, local, and affordable. Within just a few weeks, we had our new roof picked and completed. Their team treated us just like family, and the customer service was a real home run. Give Ridgetop Exteriors a call and book your appointment today to ensure your project gets completed before the next big storm.
Traffic and weather. Let's go look at the roads with Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Deb, how's it looking?
Hey, Julia, we got some delays along southbound 43, definitely from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive, and then you really start to slow down all the way down through the Marquette, all the way to Beecher. Basically, we're dealing with an earlier vehicle fire that happened right around at Beecher. Everything is off on the right side, and I think it's just a mess that is being cleaned up. So just watch for that. The northbound side is slowing down out of the Marquette, heading up towards North Avenue. Westbound 94, a heavy ride there from about 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94, we did have a disabled vehicle in traffic at 68th. That is now off on the right side. Delays from 84th Street to Hawley Road. We also have a crash 894 southbound at Lincoln off on the left shoulder. That's slowing things down back through the Zoo interchange. And then one other issue just got cleared out of the way, the disabled vehicle on 794 northbound at Oklahoma Avenue. So things should be a little bit better through there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight. Clear skies, not as cool. 47 inland, 53 at the lake. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75. Friday, a slight chance of showers in the morning, becoming mostly sunny, a high of 68 degrees. Saturday, sunny and breezy, a high of 74. Sunday, a slight chance of showers in the morning, partly cloudy and breezy, a high of 70 degrees.
Game 2 of the Wild Card Series is tonight. After the 6 o'clock news here on WTMJ, Crew down 1-0, but that's okay. We're going to get him tonight. Jeff Levering, Brewers broadcaster, the best in the business, is with us this afternoon from the ballpark. Hey, Jeff, thanks for making some time for us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. A little pregame to our pregame show, John.
I like it. So it seemed like after they took the lead in the 4th inning, the Brewers were in control. We felt good. We knew there was a lot of baseball left, but Peralta was cruising. The Brewers were creating runs the way they create runs. Then came the Mets' 5th. What happened?
Yeah, there was a lot going on, and typically in Major League Baseball, especially in the playoffs, you can't give teams 5 outs with which to play with, and give the Mets credit. They always had an answer for whatever the Brewers did, whether it was going from the bottom of the first inning into the top of the second inning. The Mets responded with 3 runs then, and then the Brewers got the 4 runs in the fourth, and in the fifth they put up a 5 spot. So you got to have some shutdown innings, and it was one bad play in left field where Jackson Chourio undercuts a fly ball in left, and then Yoel Payamps, you're out of that inning with no issues. Doesn't go over and cover first base. That's the 5th out that the Brewers could have had in that inning, and then 5-run score with 2 away. So just a comedy of issues that the Brewers just haven't dealt with over the course of this regular season, and now in the postseason they rear their heads. So hopefully tonight they go out there and there's nothing else they can do but win tonight. Otherwise you're thinking about spring training next year.
That's unfortunate. Well, do you think that the Mets are at least a little bit worn out with how much they've done? Back to back, and now they're here, and then tomorrow, and today, and possibly tomorrow.
One would think, but after yesterday's ball game, where that's really where that would have come into play more than anything, because you were down your 8th inning guy and your closer, having worked in multiple games in a row. So they've had an opportunity to rest. Their bullpen is more at full strength tonight. They got a really good start from Luis Severino yesterday. Covered 6 innings, gave up the 4 runs, but the fact that he covered 6 innings refreshes that Mets bullpen. Now the Brewers bullpen is in really good shape. Basically everybody's going to be available with the exception of Aaron Savali and yesterday's starter Freddie Peralta, and all hands are going to be on deck. But I don't think that the Mets have any jet lag coming into this one after what they did on Monday just to get into the playoffs, and then they've got some momentum after yesterday's win.
Jeff Levering's with us. Jeff, I'm generally not a second-guess the manager kind of guy, and I think we all agree Murph's done a great job. But I want to ask you about the lifting of Freddie Peralta. He had allowed 3 runs. He seemed to be cruising a little bit, had given up 2 hits, thrown 68 pitches. I know the bullpen has been one of the strengths of this club. Your thoughts, or what Murph maybe had to say about the decision to take Freddie Peralta out?
Yeah, Murph after the ball game talked about how at 75 pitches, the velocity on the fastball and the stuff just hasn't been as good, so I can understand that. And when you get into the playoffs, John, and I think anybody would agree with this, you'd rather be ahead of something as opposed to playing from behind and letting the moment happen very, very quickly and not be ready for it. So I think for the Brewers' sake, he went to the bullpen, and it was not a bad – I thought I agreed with the move. And yeah, Freddie Peralta came out after the ball game and said that he was not on the same page. He thought he was going to go out there for the 5th inning, ended up not working out. But I did not fault Pat Murphy for making the move. Yoel Payamps has been as good as anybody in Major League Baseball for the last 2 months, and Aaron Ashby out of the bullpen has been one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball for the last 6 weeks too. So I did not argue with the decision whatsoever. It was curious, but again, you always want to be a step ahead instead of a step behind, especially in the playoffs.
All right, here at the 3rd Street Market Hall, I just had some Mets fans wave at us.
Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Get out of here.
I accidentally waved back.
And
John,
you were mad at yourself.
It's a reaction.
I was like, oh.
It's a reaction because you're Midwest nice. That's
right.
why. Because if someone's going to wave, you're going to wave back. I get that.
How many Mets fans are there versus Brewers fans at home?
It's 95 Brewers fans, 5 Mets fans.
Good.
I'd say there's one section kind of behind the Mets dugout that is blue and orange, but other than that, it is all Brewers fans, and that's what we like to see.
Hey, Jeff, listening to you guys on the radio, the place seemed pretty quiet after the Mets took the lead, and Murph talked about how important it was to have that home field advantage. It seemed quiet in there.
It was definitely quiet, but again, you got to have some juice with what's going on in the field, and the Brewers didn't have a base runner after the Jackson Chourio RBI single, and then Contreras drove in a run to give the Brewers the lead on a ground out. 17 consecutive batters were retired. I don't really put that on the fans because they didn't have much to cheer for after that point. So if you got a base hit, you get a home run here and there, the fans are certainly going to bring their good juju into the ballpark.
Is Jesse Winker a nice guy?
Jesse Winker is he's an interesting bird, I'll tell you that much. In our interactions with him over last year, I mean, he is wired slightly different, but I understand that Willie Adames asked him to join him in the parking lot afterwards. I can neither confirm nor deny whether that happened or not, but there was a diplomatic discussion that happened between our shortstop and Jesse Winker at third base.
Well, we love Willie. I mean, we're behind Willie 1,000%, 24/7, all day long.
Yeah, we had about 39,000 other Brewers fans that would have been behind Willie Adames as well. I have no doubt about that.
Oh, Jeff, have you tried the 2-foot wide nachos during the postseason?
No, I sure haven't. I haven't had that opportunity to have the nachos. Maybe I'll put the order in. Now, Lane Grindle, who's actually sitting next to me in the booth, said that you asked him the same question about the nachos and or the hot dogs.
Lane, is he listening in our conversation? Lane,
he is. He's right next to me. He's nodding his head.
What?
No, I haven't had the nachos yet. But I will share with Lane.
Maybe
if I
between
end up getting the
you
nachos.
and Grindle and Maurer, you could take that down probably if the three of you ganged up on it.
Oh, I don't think we need 3. I mean, I'm sure I could probably house that myself if I'm hungry enough. But I might share. We'll see if there's scraps left over for the other guys.
So it looks like the fans got those towels, right?
Yeah, they were cool.
Did they get any? Are they getting anything tonight? The same thing?
I think the same rally towels. I've got one right now, and I'm waving it into the booth. Nobody's seeing it, but I'm just letting you know over the radio that I'm waving my rally towel.
What did you think about that rally towel,
attest.
John? When I showed it to you,
I think they're really cute. I think they're fun. I got mine right here. I'm here.
Let me see.
Look right here. It looks like a little
Show it on
baseball
the live
jersey.
stream. It does.
This is a cool thing. The Brewers always do cool stuff, though. They have the coolest giveaways.
Cool.
They've got the coolest food. They've got the best broadcasters. Hey, Jeff, do you get nervous? I know you're a pro when you do the game, but when there's a lot on the line and it's an elimination for the season game, does that change the way you feel?
For sure. Playoff baseball is a different animal, John, and it's always fun when you get an opportunity to call playoff baseball, and the butterflies are fluttering a bit more during playoff games because every pitch matters, right? Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. Just like the players on the field, it could be a matter of one pitch or the matter of 5 pitches, and the game can be completely different from what it was 5 pitches prior. So you're really locked in. You're focused on what's going on in the field, and you're on the edge of your seat, just like the fans are, waiting to see what's going to happen and trying to narrate it the best you can.
I always say to people who aren't in broadcasting or anything, or in broadcasting, if you're nervous, that means you care. You know, John?
Yep. You're right. He is Brewers broadcaster, Jeff Levering. Jeff, thank you so much for making some time for us. Love hearing the stadium behind you. Thank you.
Yeah, you appreciate it, guys. We'll report back on the nachos, okay?
Yes, please.
Yes. Okay. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental. Coming up during the 4 o'clock hour, we've got some great interviews. Mark Tauscher is with us, our Green and Gold insider. Ann Sayers, the travel secretary. I think she's talking fall colors, maybe. Is that right? Fall colors with Ann Sayers?
Yes.
And Dale Koinga, the guy in charge of MMAC. All that coming up during the 4 o'clock hour.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee loves its festivals, and now it's getting international recognition for it. This week, the city was the recipient of a International Festivals and Events Association award for its work hosting and supporting festivals and events. A development with 361 apartments and 19,000 square feet of commercial space has been proposed in New Berlin. The site at the corner of Moreland Road and Greenfield Avenue is currently vacant. Could Wisconsin soon have a new top billionaire? According to the new Forbes 400 list, Diane Hendricks of Beloit-based ABC Supply, whose fortune is now worth $21.9 billion, has closed the gap in recent years with John Menard of Menards, whose fortune is now worth $22.9 billion. I'm Drew Dawson with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Business headlines sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
The Pfister Hotel is pleased to announce that it has entered Phase 3 of its extensive renovation plan. After the full revitalization of the hotel's event spaces and historic guest rooms, Phase 3 focuses on the hotel's first-floor public spaces and is set to be completed this winter. The renovations will accentuate the grandeur of Milwaukee's most beautiful lobby while reinforcing the hotel's approachable sophistication. Experience the newly renovated guest rooms today. Start planning your stay at thepfisterhotel.com.
Serving Milwaukee since 1945, it's Otto's Wine and Spirits. I love Otto's because I love their selection. Their prices are the best in the business, and they have people in there that know exactly what you're looking for. I was looking for a cucumber-flavored liqueur for something I was making this summer. And in Otto's, they knew where to take me. They knew what I was talking about. They found it for me. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits. Best selection, best value. They'll beat any advertised price. You've been by one of their locations. They're in like 7 places in the Milwaukee area. Stop in. The beer selection, The seltzer cooler, it's to die for. It's Wisconsin Strong. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's Dave from Feldco. Did drafty windows make last winter frigid? Listen, Feldco's here to make things easier for you. It's the perfect time of year to replace those old windows. Right now, get 50% off windows plus no interest for 1 year. You heard that right. 50% off plus no interest for 1 year. Visit us at 4feldco.com or give us a call at 866-4FELDCO.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866-4Feldco.
Vince Vitrano for Absolute Comfort, HVAC and Electrical, and talking with the owner, Nicole. Nicole, when you go with the maintenance plan, like I did, you tell me when it's time for you to come out.
Yes, and you should have already heard from us.
Yes, I got the furnace email.
Great. Our maintenance plan provides you with year-round, worry-free protection. The plan includes AC and furnace maintenance, plus 15% off any parts or service you might need.
Absolute Comfort, HVAC and Electrical, 262-664-9284, yourcomfortguys.com.
We've seen that sleep apnea bully stop breathing more than 100 times an hour. But this problem is solvable, and Advent has simple solutions that have been proven to be extremely effective.
Grandview Homes will buy your home fast, easy, and stress-free. No real estate agents, no repairs, no cleanouts needed. And our reputation is built on 15 years treating sellers with the dignity and respect they deserve. Visit grandviewhomes.com for your fair cash offer today.
Built Right, one location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Sendik's Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Delicious and versatile, Sendik's is featuring natural boneless and skinless chicken breasts for just $3.99 per pound. Sendik's, your trusted local grocer.
The Brewers have one more chance to stay alive.
Peralta's 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Elevated fastball.
Our coverage of Game 2 of the wild card round against the Mets starts tonight at 6. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental on your home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 4:01. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, newly unsealed documents in the election interference trial of former President Donald Trump.
I'm Julia Fellow. The results of the latest Marquette University Law School poll.
I'm Debbie Lazago. We got a crash on the ramp from Lapham to 4394 northbound. Watch out for that. Big delays southbound 43 coming in from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette, all the way to Beecher. We've also got a crash on 894 southbound at Lincoln off on the left shoulder. That's creating delays pretty much all the way back through the Zoo interchange almost to Burleigh. Southbound on 41 slowing down from before Good Hope Road all the way down past Capitol Drive as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 57. Make that 47 degrees. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Israel is expected to respond after Iran carried out missile assaults in Israel on Tuesday. The anticipated response comes as Israel and Lebanon exchange strikes across its border. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Beirut.
By all accounts, it is a dire situation. There has been intense fighting along the border in southern Lebanon and northern Israel. And we got some new numbers today from the Lebanese Ministry of Health saying that there have been 134 strikes in southern Lebanon and around Lebanon in the past 2 days. It's resulted in at least 55 deaths and more than 150 injuries.
In newly unsealed court papers in the election interference trial of former President Donald Trump, special counsel Jack Smith says Trump, quote, resorted to crimes, end quote, in his failed effort to cling to power after losing the 2020 election. CBS News' Christopher Cruz.
The federal judge overseeing the case made the document public. The filing argues that Trump is not entitled to immunity from prosecution for trying to overthrow the election. Smith submitted the document after the Supreme Court ruled that former presidents have broad immunity.
In the filing, Smith said Trump used deceit to target every stage of the electoral process and told his advisors he planned to declare victory before all the ballots were counted if preliminary results showed him leading.
Decision Wisconsin, more presidential campaigning coming to our state. Vice President Kamala Harris in Ripon on Thursday, addressing voters at an event scheduled between 3 and 6 p.m. No announcements been made about location, but road closures are planned near Ripon College. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump back in southeast Wisconsin on Sunday, making a campaign stop in Juneau.
The latest Marquette University Law School poll indicates growing lead for Wisconsin U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin over Republican challenger Eric Hovde. Baldwin leads Hovde 53 to 47% among likely and registered voters. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris still leads former President Donald Trump 52% to 48%. The poll also found 46% of respondents say they have stopped talking to someone about politics because of the presidential race.
A felony charge filed against the former Milwaukee city attorney.
Embattled former city attorney Tierman Spencer faces a misconduct in office charge, accused of using City of Milwaukee staff to avoid neighborhood services inspections of his personal property and to clear fees that were owed. During his time as city attorney, Spencer dealt with a large amount of staff resignations and an allegation of sexual harassment. He was defeated by challenger Evan Goyke earlier this year. Spencer also faces a charge of obstructing an officer in the investigation. If convicted, he could face time in prison. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Coming up, this year's Genius Grants are out.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:04.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Does your home need a new defensive coach? Is it prepared for the upcoming wind, cold, rain, and snow? I recommend Siding Unlimited. Can wind and cold get through your windows? Siding Unlimited fixes that. Water and snow a challenge for your roof? Siding Unlimited fixes that, too. Is the siding letting the elements through, or just looking offensive? Fixing that is Siding Unlimited's first and continuing specialty. When the weather's offense beats your home's defense, call in Siding Unlimited. They're not only the best, they're now a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. Their name says siding, but they're so much more. Whatever the challenge, put Siding Unlimited in. See their stuff, siding, windows, roofing, and decks, on Instagram or at their unique outside-in showroom in Brookfield. They're waiting for you. What are you waiting for? SidingUnlimited.com.
I think it's really weird that the other shows are lobbying for more time when they're talking about the WTMJ survey. I think we should do the show for 8 hours.
What?
That'd be a lot, wouldn't it? That'd be our whole shift.
Okay.
If you think you want more of this show or you want whatever I just want to hear what you want. Take the survey. Let us know. This is important to us. We take it seriously. It'll take 10 minutes. It's our fall survey. Text the word survey to 855-616-1620. Text the word survey. It's a very easy little survey. We take it seriously. We want to find out what you like, what you don't like, where you're at with our new lineup, all that stuff. Text survey to 855-616-1620. As a thank you, you'll be entered if you take the survey into a prize package that includes $2 tickets and an overnight stay at the Pfister. Text survey to 855-616-1620.
Losing your independence and moving out of your home. It's one of the greatest fears seniors have. What are your most difficult challenges? Daily chores, transportation, loneliness from the loss of friends and family? Seniors Helping Seniors has been serving Southeast Wisconsin for over a decade, specializing in in-home care, catering to your specific needs. Having someone who also acts as a companion will enhance your mental and emotional health and help keep you where you want to be. In-home care for seniors by seniors. Contact Seniors Helping Seniors Waukesha today.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:07.
This year's so-called Genius Grants are out.
22 unsuspecting people getting a phone call out of the blue revealing they've been awarded a 5-year, no-strings-attached grant totaling $800,000. This year's MacArthur Genius Grant recipients include fiction writers Ling Ma and Juan Felipe Herrera, non-binary transgender cabaret performer Justin Vivian Bond, and visual artist Ebony G. Patterson. MacArthur Genius Awards have in the past embraced environmentalism, social entrepreneurship, peacemaking, and reconciliation. This year's apparent theme, storytelling for people often denied a voice. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. They haven't won a playoff game since 2021. That'll need to change tonight in order for the Brewers season to continue. Pat Murphy feels confident in his team's ability to bounce back.
The numbers are out the windows now. I mean, it doesn't matter. Now it's about win tonight. And they've kind of been doing that all year. So I feel very very fortunate to have a group of people that are that competitive and look at the game that way.
Coverage of tonight's game begins at 6 on WTMJ. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:08.
Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental.
This report sponsored by Pella of Wisconsin. Discover Pella now, pay later at PellaWI.com.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts?
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
No, listen. If they made our goalposts just a little wider, and why just yellow? It's Green Bay. Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, I get it. You can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want. From durable materials and fold-away hardware to custom colors and ease of maintenance, backed by quality craftsmanship, energy efficiency, and warranties that will last for years.
And this has got to be the Pella Dagger. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Hey, I've got a popcorn and soda.
Right here.
$22.50, please.
Too bad we can't customize concession prices.
That's it. You've got this, partner? I'm out of here.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31/2024.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
Happy Wednesday. Brewers baseball comes your way at 6 o'clock here on WTMJ. First, our friends Liz Brown, Tori Lowe, 101.7 The Truth. They're on from 1 to 4. It's so good to see you guys. Thanks for coming.
So good to
thank you for
guys
having
to have us again.
All right, you guys always got the scoop on the stories we're interested in. Diddy is in the news again today, and once again, it's not good. What's new today?
120 new lawsuits filed, allegations, civil lawsuits. Texas-based attorney said that he's representing over 100 accusers of Diddy sexual assaults.
Oh, my gosh.
From the parties.
Yep, kid as young as 9 years old.
What?
A boy.
Oh, that's right. That's right. 9.
9?
Yes.
Went to Diddy with his dreams.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
To be a star.
So apparently, some of the victims were approached by, according to this, there was like a whole news conference, according to this lawyer, by the FBI with video evidence.
Right.
Correct.
That they got.
Yes.
So doesn't this mean there's potentially a lot of other people that we know the name of, we will recognize that could be?
They're
some
saying
bigger
their name's bigger than Diddy.
Yes.
And he's pretty big name.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the lawyer says he's ready to release him.
Oh, my gosh.
They need to.
And this is what
I agree.
I was talking about on the show today. We got names from the music industry or these people on videos, solid video ideas, and we got the Epstein list, and we haven't seen the full Epstein list.
That's right.
We
I
haven't.
know,
So
why?
between the Epstein list and the
Black Book.
and the entertainment list with Diddy, that's Hollywood and the music industry. Why don't these people get called in front of the carpet? Or why aren't we only hearing the fall guy?
Why are we
Epstein,
protecting
Diddy?
them?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Why?
I have no clue.
I mean, Epstein, why are we protecting them? I don't understand this.
That list's been out for how long?
And they
we
still
don't- we
have
don't
A long
it?
time.
So,
Maxwell.
I think the FBI, the FBI has a list of people that participated with these people.
Correct.
And now Diddy been raided. We got video of people.
Yeah.
We have witnesses.
Why don't
They're
we know?
just as culpable.
Why aren't these people being brought in front of the congregation?
Absolutely.
Especially
if it's children involved.
And aren't there potential other criminal charges? I mean, drugs were involved.
Oh, yes.
Trafficking involved. I mean,
you name it, it was happening. So the question is, because when it's regular folk, those hardworking individuals, like we're being, all over the news, you're going to see everything. But are we looking at privilege here? Because why haven't
Sounds
we
like
seen
it.
these names? And when we're talking about not only the victims, because a lot of victims turn into predators, and
Like I
especially
said,
if it's not turned
for
over.
the last for the last 2 decades, all these people that are on these lists between Epstein and Diddy, they've been controlling the industry in Hollywood. They've been political.
Time. Yes.
Let's gut this out so we can move on. And I think that right now, I think more now than ever with the videos and the lists, we have these people red-handed.
Yeah.
Why don't the American people know? The American public
should
know who these people are.
Right? We have to. I mean, why do we not?
I completely agree.
And it's disgusting if he did this with women or with anybody, but kids is a whole different level. That's
Kids,
a whole different.
men, women, children.
Right.
And then the sad part is that when we don't call it out, predators are free to prey.
Yeah.
And
They
that's
think they
the
can
thing.
get away with it.
And all
You
these
know.
kids with all these hopes and dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Kind of like the R. Kelly situation. But yeah.
Sad. That is sad.
I
It's
made this
both boys
post. I
and
made
girls.
a post and I said, now when people say they're signed to a record deal, I'm wondering what really happened.
Yeah.
True.
Right?
Awful,
We're all
awful.
thinking that,
What's
right?
going on?
But I'm sitting looking, because let's not forget about Disney. Let's not forget about Nickelodeon. I mean, I wanted to
Those
be on the Mickey
childhood
Mouse
actors.
Club, you know?
Yep.
And to think that, you know, I didn't
Yep.
have the talent or something like that, but my rejection was my protection at the end of the day when you
Yep.
think about it, you know?
That's a
Yeah,
good way
Orlando
to put it.
Brown. My
Yeah.
goodness. If you even
Oh, my
Google
goodness.
him.
Liz
Yeah.
Brown and Tori Lowe, always great to get your perspective. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
It is 4:14 at WTMJ.
Are you ready to start a meaningful career in healthcare? Are you looking for a job that fits your work-life balance? Become a certified direct care professional today and make life better for older adults or people with a disability. WIS Caregiver Careers makes it easy with free online training plus earn a $500 bonus. See your name on Wisconsin's Certified Direct Care Registry. Sign up today at wiscaregivercdcp.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
John Mercure for the Freighter at the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Back and neck pain lowers our quality of life and can make certain daily activities absolutely unbearable. We learned about the causes, treatments, what to do when experiencing back and neck pain, and so much more during our chat with Dr. J.P. Warner, an orthopedic spine surgeon with the Freighter at the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. You can listen to that conversation along with all of our past everyday health discussions. It's easy. Click the drop-down menu at WTMJ.com.
When it comes to remodeling, everyone has advice about who you should hire. But who can you trust? Your boss? Neighbors? Random online reviews? No. When it comes to remodeling, you can trust NARI. All NARI members are experienced, proven, qualified, and verified by local people who know the industry and have your back. Join us for the NARI Home and Remodeling Show, October 18th through 20th at State Fair Park. Get tickets and info at narimilwaukee.org.
Traffic is sponsored by Flanders Home Entertainment. Flanders.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanders Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanders, just press play.
Traffic and weather. Debbie Lazaga, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yep, southbound 41 is going to be a hefty ride from before Good Hope Road pretty much all the way down past Capitol Drive. And then you're back on the brakes from Watertown Plank Road down through the Zoo Interchange to about Lincoln. There was an earlier accident right around National. That actually has been cleared out of the way. So we should be getting better sooner rather than later. Northbound slowing down from just north of Watertown Plank Road, pretty much all the way around past Burleigh. Southbound 43 backing up from Silver Spring down all the way through the Marquette and over the high rise. Northbound's backed up out of the Marquette up almost to North Avenue. We've also got eastbound 94 delays from Highway 16 all the way to Brookfield Road, back on the brakes from the Zoo. Past a broken down vehicle on right about at 68th Street on the right shoulder, all the way to Hawley Road. That's where it starts to lighten up a little bit. Westbound's going to be tightening a little from 25th Street to about Mitchell Boulevard as well. We did have an earlier crash on the ramp from Lapham to 4394 northbound. I believe that is still there, and so we've got emergency vehicles and a tow truck on the scene with that one. Hey, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, 47 is your low. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 75. Friday, slight chance for rain, a high of 68. On Saturday, sunny, 74. And on Sunday, slight chance for rain, a high of 70.
He wore the jersey.
Schemes are great. Great players are better.
And now he's breaking down every play with his trademark flair.
I feel like I'm a smart person most of the time, but there's some things I just don't get.
It's time to get caught up on the green and gold with today's Insider.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
We are joined by Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, Wilde and Tausch, 9 a.m. to noon on ESPN. Tausch, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, I love it. What do we got going today, everybody?
Hey, so I'm prepping for the segment today, and I'm thinking about you, and I'm thinking about your family, and I'm thinking about how different it must be these last several years now that you can enjoy fall and not have to be in full-blown football mode. What's fall like in the Tauscher household?
You know what? It's still very busy, obviously, with doing the Badger games and going on the road. And so since we've been doing that, but there's obviously more time to do the pumpkin patches and all the stuff that I think people – I love football. So football is always going to be a big part of my life. So even though I'm not playing, it's still busy and it's still football-centric. And when you have your kids playing football and you have hockey and all the other stuff, so – you're going to think I'm crazy, but it's actually busier now than it was when I was playing, because when I was playing, it was just boom. Yeah.
Really?
But it's the truth. Because I have to now balance between doing, prepping and working the games and then doing post-game show and making sure I watch the pack. It's just there's more stuff than just focusing on playing a football game. Because now I have a job, I have a wife, I have kids. It's different.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not as physically taxing as what it was way back in the old days.
So Mrs. Tauscher must love football because it allowed her to have the palatial estate and all the travel you do and the great lifestyle. But does she sometimes view it almost as your girlfriend? Like, I mean, football, her, you.
Ooh,
how do you work
where
that
are you
out?
going here?
Giselle said
Where
that.
are we going here, John?
How do you work all
it's
that
almost
out?
like I travel as much as you do, John. I mean, nobody can keep up with you. Listen, I think when you look at this, obviously, my wife loves the fact that we've been able to build this life, and football has been a centerpiece of it. So the great thing about her, she is very accommodating as far as this is what we're going to go do. And then you get to kind of reap a lot of the benefits from what football has given us. So, yeah, I think the sport itself, I think it's a fantastic game, and it's super entertaining. And I think the fact that so many people care about it has given me a chance to have a second career doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah. How did you meet your wife?
Oh, geez. What? So I met my wife.
This is the football segment.
What else is going on
Welcome
here today?
to the football
I
segment.
met my wife after I started playing in Green Bay through some mutual friends down in Madison. We dated for a while, and we got married kind of at the back end of my career.
Oh, fun.
How long have you been married?
How many kids do you have? Well,
Exactly.
what's your general income?
What's date night like?
Yeah, what do you do? Well, date night, we just had, I'll tell you what, John. So you asked about being busy. So the Badgers had a bye before the USC game. So I got to spend with my wife and some friends a week out in wine country. And if you're looking just to kind of reboot and kind of get away and there is, from a couple standpoint, if you like drinking wine, I don't know if there's a better vacation or getaway than you could do if you go out to Sonoma and Napa. It's fantastic.
Julia, you should do wine country.
No, I'll get arrested. Can't do that.
Tausch and I will bail you out.
Yeah. I was sober and fell upstairs just this week. All right.
Let me ask you a football question or two here. Jordan Love throws the ball a lot of times in that last game. He looked rusty at the beginning, but I guess that's to be expected. How do you view how much they ran the ball and how much they threw the ball this past week?
Well, I think obviously you don't want, for as great of a stat line as Jordan had, he threw 3 picks. You can't do that. And this team and this offense is kind of predicated on staying balanced. But when you fall behind 28-0, it makes it really difficult. So it was an outlier game. It was not the way the Green Bay Packers under Matt LaFleur want to play. And for the nice thing was, as you said, Jordan was rusty, got that knocked off. Unfortunately, the defense didn't kind of do its end to allow him a little time to get back into it. But I love the way he played in the second half. I love the competitiveness and the battle that this team showed. And for playing about as bad of a half of football as you're ever going to see a Green Bay Packer, Matt LaFleur team play in the first half, to fight back and have a couple of different opportunities to win that game against Minnesota, I'm very encouraged by what we saw in the second half of that game.
Do you think that Malik Willis could start again, even though Love is better, or is that totally off base?
I think the only way he gets in is if there's an injury. Jordan Love is the guy. I know there were some fans saying we should have given him another week and let Malik go. He's won a couple games. Jordan Love is our guy. And when he is healthy enough to play, he's healthy enough to play. He's going to be the guy. So the great thing now, I think there is, where before, I don't know if we had a ton of confidence that we could win a game if Jordan Love was injured. Now I do believe everybody believes that Malik Willis can not only – kind of hold down the fort, he showed he can lead this football team to some wins. And if Jordan does have to miss a game or two for whatever reason down the road, I think the Packers feel really good about their backup quarterback.
Speaking of injuries, how banged up is that secondary? Jair doesn't start. I think another guy didn't start. How big a deal is that?
Obviously, that hurt last week, and that's when you need your pass rush to kind of take the reins and help your defensive backfield. But Xavier McKinney continues to make plays, and Minnesota's got about as good of a skill set with Aaron Jones and with Justin Jefferson and Addison. So they caused a lot of problems. It was a bad week for Jair to get hurt. Hopefully he can get healthy and get back out there, because I think he showed, his absence last week showed that he's very much needed for this defense to be effective.
I got a great idea. We should plan this. So Julia and her awesome husband, Jason, you and Mrs. Tauscher, me and Michelle, Wildy, no, let's not bring Wildy. The six of us go to wine country like next year.
I have a better idea. Next time you go, because you're going to Italy a lot, and Lord knows what else you're doing.
Yeah.
Your next big trip outside of football season, I think the six of us should go do something big. I'm totally on board with that.
I like that. I like that. Okay, I'm going to work on that. He is the Hall of Famer. Okay. He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, thanks for always making time for us.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Yep. All right. 425, time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything eked out a little bit of a gainer today. The Dow was up 39 points. The NASDAQ was up 15. The S&P 500 was up 1 point on the day. Annex Wealth Management, know the difference. Let's talk a little bit more in depth about Annex. Volatility, high prices on just about everything, global unrest, a presidential race that's getting wilder by the day. It's time to have a strong partner. You'll get that with Annex Wealth Management. I know. They've taken care of us for more than a decade. You and your family deserve an investment and retirement plan that's well-crafted, efficient, and focused on your goals. At Annex, they'll help you get the retirement you deserve. Annex is a fiduciary all the time, not just some of the time. They're required to operate in your best interest. They don't sell you anything, no commission products. Their job is to provide excellence every day when it comes to investment and retirement planning, along with tax planning and estate planning. They're a local independent firm with a focus on helping you achieve your retirement. Visit AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button today. That's Annex Wealth Management.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick. And it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick. Soothing comfort for the whole family. And when you need more comfort for yourself, try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors.
Use as directed. Vapo Stick for use ages 4 and up. Vapo Shower Max use for adults only.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Elmbrook Family Dental. One of their patients named Michelle just sent us this note about her great time signing up her daughter as a new patient at elmbrookfamilydental.com. They have 2 convenient locations in Brookfield, and the third brand new office in Wauwatosa is right between Wisconsin Avenue and Research Drive. She writes, The staff and providers are amazing, so kind. They went above and beyond with my daughter's first ever dentist appointment. They made her feel so comfortable. I love this place. So do I, Michelle. The new patient process is so easy. Head to elmbrookfamilydental.com. That's elmbrookfamilydental.com.
Dreaming of a home renovation? J&J Contractors has been turning houses into dreams for over 40 years. From stunning kitchens and luxurious bathrooms to finished lower levels, they handle complete renovations that elevate your space. And don't forget about the outside. J&J Contractors specialize in roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Schedule your free consultation today. Just Google J&J Contractors or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
Do you want the economy mulch or the premium? The only real difference is that the premium mulch has thicker strands, while the economy mulch is finer. But the colorant we use for both is of the highest quality, and that's why the color of our mulch lasts longer. And our mulch comes from trees, not pallets, and we process it all in-house. That's why our prices are so low. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today.
This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenix Arthritis Clinics, and I want to talk about exactly what we do. When you come here, you're going to get 2 shots with 2 very small needles. One will be a medication called Toradol, which is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, completely different from a standard steroid or cortisone injection. This medication is safe and a great pain reliever. The other will be hyaluronic acid, which is a naturally occurring fluid found in all of our joints. What hyaluronic acid does is it helps recoat the inside surfaces to provide cushioning and lubrication. It helps slow down the osteoarthritis process to a point where patients may not need surgery. All of this combined with using our state-of-the-art Ultra G machine developed by NASA has produced profound results. What we do works. And the best part about this is that insurance covers most of our patients' treatments. Go to Rejuvenix.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story: local communities combating the housing crisis.
I'm Julia Fellow. Brewers games leaving Valley Sports.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and eastbound 94 slowing down from Highway 16 all the way through the Barker Road area. You'll be back on the brakes from Highway 100 all the way to about Hawley Road. Westbound side's a little bit tighter from the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, a long slog from Silver Spring all the way down through the Marquette interchange, all the way down to the KK River. 41 southbound, not too much better. We got backups from almost Main Street, Menominee Falls, all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound's going to be backed up as well, coming up from Watertown Plank Road all the way to Burleigh. Hey, be your eyes on the roads. Report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Clear skies tonight, 53 at the lake, 47 inland. Tomorrow, pick day, mostly sunny, a high of 75 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a U.S. district judge has made a key filing public. The filing includes evidence compiled in the investigation into former President Donald Trump after the 2020 election.
A lot of this was already public. We do know, based on some of the January 6th committee hearings, Trump's second impeachment, and then, the subsequent fallout from that over the last few years. We have a lot of this information already out there. But what is new is some of these redacted names of people, private citizens, who were part of this alleged effort and who were victims of this alleged effort.
CBS News legal analyst Rob Legary tells us Trump's conduct was private in nature and therefore not covered by the Supreme Court's decision on presidential immunity.
Another presidential campaign stop comes to Wisconsin this week.
Fond du Lac County gets a visit from Vice President Kamala Harris on Thursday. According to the Democratic Party of Wisconsin's website, she'll speak to voters at an event scheduled from between 3 and 6 p.m. A location has not been publicly announced, but the City of Ripon Police Department has announced street closures and parking restrictions to begin Wednesday night. Closures include sections of Ransom Street, Woodside Avenue, Elm Street, and Congress Street, many of which are near Ripon College. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Former President Donald Trump is also returning to Wisconsin. He'll hold a campaign event at the Dodge County Airport in Juneau Sunday.
Decision Wisconsin just over a month to go until the general election. The state's 8th Senate district will be one of several hotly contested races this November.
One of the issues at the heart of the race is a literacy bill authored by Republican candidate Dewey Strobel. The senator tells WTMJ funding is currently being held up by political arguing in Madison.
The governor has taken upon himself to veto this bill in a manner that has never been vetoed before.
Strobel's challenger, Jody Habush-Sinekin, says the Joint Finance Committee is to blame, which Strobel is a co-chair on.
That is really a question that folks should be asking him. Why is he holding up that money to move Wisconsin's children forward?
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The housing crisis is an international issue in developed countries, including right here. How are local communities finding solutions? The mayor of Wauwatosa.
We can do more with our zoning code. We can do more with our building code. So many communities have zoning codes that are highly restrictive. They used to be racially restrictive, and now they're economically restrictive. We outlawed duplexes about 60 years ago.
Wauwatosa Mayor Dennis McBride says he's working with the Common Council to change its zoning codes to allow duplex construction again. Wauwatosa also requires apartment developers to contribute to the city's affordable housing fund.
A playground designed for people of all physical abilities to play together. That's the idea behind Moss Universal Park, an 18-acre facility complete with a universal playground structure and universal playing fields.
Upon completion, it will be the first park of its kind in the nation.
Why shouldn't parents, grandparents, kids of all abilities be able to access the entirety of a park?
Founder and executive director of the Ability Center, Damian Buchman, is leading the charge on everything from fundraising to design.
It needs to change the system of how we design parks.
The estimated cost to build out the park in full is roughly $20 million. Over $6 million has been raised so far. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
You won't be able to see Brewers games on Bally Sports Wisconsin starting next year. The Sports Business Journal is reporting the Diamond Sports Group, which owns Bally Sports Wisconsin, will end its agreement to broadcast 8 MLB teams as part of its Chapter 11 bankruptcy negotiations. That includes the Brewers. Games have been airing on Bally Sports since 2004.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update. From the Brewer Law offices, one call, that's all sports desk. They haven't won a playoff game since 2021. That'll need to change tonight in order for the Brewers season to continue. Coverage of tonight's Game 2 of the Wild Card Series against the Mets begins at 6 o'clock on WTMJ. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental. And the practice week begins today for the Packers. Wide receiver Christian Watson is expected to miss at least 1 week with an ankle injury.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:36.
Sponsored by Grandview Homes, the name you know, the name you trust. GrandviewHomes.com.
Why trust Grandview Homes to buy your home? It's simple. We make the home selling process fast, easy, and stress-free, even if your home is less than perfect. No real estate agents, no repairs, no cleanouts needed. Leave the mess and the stress to us. At Grandview Homes, we live and work in your neighborhoods. Our reputation is built on 15 years treating sellers with the dignity and respect they deserve. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home.
If you're experiencing low energy, brain fog, or bloating, then your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver to detox your body all year long without any major changes to your diet or lifestyle.
There's no better place to catch the natural wonders of fall than Lake Geneva. Stroll a lakeshore path in a kaleidoscope of color. Explore winding rustic roads. Take a scenic boat tour or glide through a forest on a zip line. At night, stargaze from a historic observatory, cozy up to a campfire, or have a cocktail on the patio. Enjoy the seasonal bounty at orchards, wineries, and farms with flavors to savor. Plan your fall getaway now at visitlakegeneva.com. Lake Geneva, it's always been the place for fall fun.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
You're simply the best.
You got that right. She is our travel secretary. She is Ann Sayers. Ann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
so great to have you with us. We're talking the flavors of the fall, and Wisconsin is at the top of the list when it comes to this.
There's so much I love about fall, but honestly, I think for me it really does come down to the eating, which is kind of a common theme with all the seasons for me.
Yeah, and one of the first places we'll go is Pepin County with decadent pumpkin pie.
You have to check out, if you haven't been there, the Stockholm Pie and General Store in Pepin County is so spectacular. It is a beloved business right on the Mississippi River, and it was voted the best pie shop in the country by U.S. Today. I know. You can savor a classic pumpkin pie. You could have a pumpkin cream cheese pie, so that has a layer of cream cheese and a streusel topping. They also have a pumpkin pecan that combines two mouth-watering flavors for an unforgettable bite. And these specialty pies are typically stocked October through December, but it is recommended that you call ahead to see what's available. And I have to say, if you're up there anyway, which is just such a beautiful place to be in the fall, but Maiden Rock Winery and Cidery, they produce award-winning beverages made from apples and other fruit. Plus, you can pick your own apples there from their orchard and make a tasty treat at home.
I love this. So Julia and I have talked about taking our show on the road to the cranberry bogs up there.
You're really serious about it.
Yep, we really, really want to do that in central Wisconsin. You can do a lot of cool stuff as far as a cranberry experience up there, can't you?
You should totally do it. Wisconsin produces more cranberries than any other growing region in the whole world, and a lot of that happens there in central Wisconsin. One to check out is Rooted in Red. They're hosting 2 days of an immersive experience coming up Thursday, October 19th and Friday, October 20th. You can actually put on waders and walk into the sea of floating cranberries. This is on my bucket list. And you might actually recognize them. They're a fifth-generation cranberry farm, and they were on Bravo's Top Chef this last season. They were featured as a guest on the Wisconsin season of the show. It was very, very cool to hear them tell their story to a national audience. Another tour option is Splash of Red Cranberry Tours. This is a Pittsville FFA. They take you on a 2-hour tour of a marsh at the height of harvest. You can pick cranberries straight from the vine and see the testing, the cleaning, the freezing involved in processing the fruit, and you can wrap up by having a cranberry-based lunch. And those tours at Splash of Red Cranberry are happening October 3rd, 10th, 11th, and 17th, and 18th.
Right now.
Interesting.
So get on that. That sounds cool.
And tomorrow. Okay, so there's always apple tasting, and I love doing that. I love apple picking.
Yes, and there's a lot of apple activities happening around the state. We grow more than 300 varieties of apples. So sweet, tangy, crisp, whatever your palate's seeking, we have it. You're going to find orchards to visit every corner of the state. Bayfield County, the Driftless, they have some of the highest concentrations of the apple growers. Orchards turn these apples into treats that are worth a trip. For donut seekers, that would be me. Sunrise Orchards and Gaze Mills, they're lauded for the daily made apple cider donuts. You may have heard of the Elegant Farmer that's in McGuanago. Yeah, they are really famous for their apple pie baked in a paper bag. They make more than 250,000 pies a year.
Oh, my gosh.
250,000. I know. I was blown away by that number. And then you can, while you're there, you can browse their store full of all the flavorful fall goods. Another favorite is O&H Bakery. Danish Bakery in Racine. Yes, so they have some autumn-inspired Kringles right now. They have the Harvest Kringle that has flaky pastry with the freshly harvested cinnamon-sprinkled apples, and then they bake them with toffee, and then they top it with icing, and then they put more toffee on top.
Oh, my gosh.
I love toffee.
I love toffee. I love donuts. I love all of this. It's fantastic.
That and a cup of coffee, we could just die.
That is so good, Ann. Hey, so Ann, right now I'm on your website, and I wanted to check out the Wisconsin Fall Color Report. You can do that at travelwisconsin.com. This is amazing. And in places like Three Lakes, and Minocqua, it's 75% color up there already.
Oh. It's happening. I was there just a couple days ago, and it is happening. It's gorgeous up there. So now is the time to check out the Fall Color Report and plan where you are going to find peak color around the state.
This is the coolest thing. So you go on the map. It's interactive. You can click on any county. If you look at the state at a quick glance, you can see where it's getting into peak season. What's the website, Ann, if people want to check this out?
TravelWisconsin.com.
It's a great website.
Yeah, the meteorologists even use it.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. Everybody learns from Travel Wisconsin. Ann Sayers is the travel secretary. It's always fun to have you on. Thank you so much, Ann.
You're the best. Thank you.
It's 4:42 at WTMJ.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
John Mercure here for my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating. They know our climate's all over the place. They also know that fall is moving in. You know what that means? It's going to be time to ramp down the air conditioner. We're kind of already there, as a matter of fact. Time to think about the furnace. Time to think about what's going to happen in the winter. Time to make sure that your furnace is in good shape. Your home comfort system is going to get quite the workout coming up. Let them take care of you at Dave Drake Camp Heating. They're prepared for when all the different seasons happen. Whether you're experiencing your next home comfort dilemma, whether you need a new system, whether you just need that tune-up, and I'm getting ready to have mine right now. Call Dave Drake Camp Heating. They will come out. They'll make sure that you have everything that you need. Got a simple question about your home comfort? Dave Drake Camp will take care of you. Your comfort is their family's tradition. Get in touch with my friends at Dave Drake Camp Heating. It's easy. Check out the website. That's a great place to start. DaveDrakeCamp.com. It's got the phone numbers. It's got some good information on there. DaveDrakeCamp.com. Your comfort truly is their family's tradition.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out-of-pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
When you walk into your bathroom, is it turn this into this? With our SiteX Creepiest Tub or Shower Contest. Enter a picture of your creepy tub or shower space at WTMJ.com for a chance to win a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost, up to a $10,000 value. Enter your picture by texting creepy to the WTMJ talk and text line. It's the Creepiest Shower Contest, only here on WTMJ.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
Traffic and weather, let's get on the roads. Get you ready to safely with Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Deb.
Hey there. Southbound 43 going to be slowing down from Bender Road all the way down through the Marquette interchange towards Lapham. On the northbound side, we do have a little bit of a backup coming out of the Marquette interchange all the way up towards just about towards North Avenue. We got westbound 94 slowing down out of the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side slow from Highway 16 all the way through the Barker Road area, back on the brakes from Highway 100 through the Zoo to about 68th Street. With westbound, like I mentioned, slow out of the Marquette to Mitchell Boulevard. So if you're heading to the game, that's pretty much what you're dealing with. Southbound on 41, slowing down from before Good Hope Road all the way down to about Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight. Clear skies, not as cool. 53 at the lake, 47 inland. Thursday, tomorrow, pick day, mostly sunny, a high of 75. Friday, slight chance of showers in the morning, then it becomes mostly sunny, a high of 68. Saturday and Sunday, breezy. 74 degrees, Sunday 70 with a slight chance of showers in the morning.
Dale Koinga is the president of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce. He is a veteran. He is a business leader. He's a former elected official. Dale, thank you so much for being with us.
Good day. How you guys feeling about the Brewers?
Nervous, man.
Yes, very nervous.
Really nervous. Trying to be optimistic.
I'm nervous as well.
What does your gut tell you?
Yeah. I think they'll pull it off 'cause I'm a believer, but it's just that one inning just feels like so much baseball done right to have that one inning.
I know.
Where the wheels came off. It's just so I don't know. They have the right dynamics and chemistry. I think they can pull it off tonight.
I think so, too. They're fun to cheer for, so let's get it done tonight, and then anything can happen. Then you'd have a do-or-die game in New York, and so let's go. Got to get it done tonight, that's for sure.
Go Brewers.
Go Brewers. Hey, city leaders announcing a plan to curb reckless driving. I'm trying not to be that cynical guy here, Dale, but I feel like we've had plans that involve hard structure. We've had plans that involve the Common Council. What's this new plan?
Well, the difference about this new plan is Milwaukee City elected a new attorney, and the previous attorney was infamous. He had all sorts of issues. And one of the issues that probably wasn't covered as much as it should have been was just a consistent dismissing these reckless driving cases. And so Evan Goyke was just selected. I know Evan pretty well. He's a doer. He's a guy who can be trusted. And I really take him at his word that it's going to be a new day from their part of this process to say, we're going to use the law, we're going to go after these people. And that's what we need. I mean, reckless driving is about a rule of law issue, and there has to be a healthy fear of losing your car, losing your license, losing a big portion of your wallet if you're going to drive like your car's a weapon.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, we've got to do some things to take it serious. You and I and Julia all work down here right next to each other. We're on city streets all the time. I know you're out and about at meetings downtown all the time. Are you nervous when you're driving, or do you get nervous when your family is driving downtown?
I don't so much downtown. I mean, from where we live, we take 94 east, and I'm nervous around there. But if I'm taking, which sometimes, Waze or Google Maps, down North Avenue into downtown, you go through some of those areas, there is just absolutely disregard for, red lights and stop signs and people using those bus lanes at incredibly reckless speeds. So, yeah, I think it's parts of Milwaukee that are exponentially worse than others. But I have taught, I got a 16-year-old driver now, and I've taught him that, when you're driving in, western Waukesha County, if it's a green light, you could go to the green light. You don't have to have your head on a swivel. But if you're driving at 35th and Capitol, hit the brake a little bit, check to your left and right, and just be sure that someone isn't going through that red light at 100 miles per hour, because it happens.
Yep.
Yeah, I just had a lady just this morning on 794, she was doing her makeup. I took a photo of her.
Come on, don't do that.
I know.
Last year, Dale, I saw a guy eating a bowl of cereal driving down the interstate.
Ay. It's not even funny.
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's not good.
All right, let's go to MPS. This is interesting because you're laying out how they could be closed, merged, and there could be upgrades with certain schools.
Well, this is way overdue, and they've had this conversation before, and the conversation is the first step. The most consequential step would actually be to take action. And the Milwaukee Public Schools is sitting on hundreds of thousands, if not millions of square foot of empty space. I mean, they have buildings that are not being used at all that sit vacant, become blights in the neighborhood, that could be used for affordable housing or other high-performing schools or other functional uses. And then they have a lot of schools where it's only 50% or less capacity, where the entire second, third, fourth floor is empty. So this is good. This is, there has to be a consolidation of schools. And what needs to happen is, consolidate the schools, keep the ones open that are the best performing. Also, each one of these buildings come with a lot of administrative staff that aren't teaching in the classroom. So that's another place where you could save facility costs, you could save on overhead, and then use that money saved to hire more tutors, more teachers. So they got to make these decisions, and it needs to happen. And they're also looking for a new leader, and hopefully that new leader takes bold, decisive action and, moves on from this footprint that MPS is way too big, and it's only going to get worse with demographic changes.
Dale Koinga, the head of MMAC, is with us on WTMJ. A dock workers strike is underway. It's happening. They struck, I think it was yesterday, went out on strike. Dale, a couple of things I wanted to ask you about. The first is the last offer made to them. They were offered 77% pay raise over 6 years. That's like 12.5% every year for the next 6 years, and they've rejected this. What do we know about where things stand?
Well, this is not good, and this is a type of incident that could have ripple effects on our economy. And we're really concerned about this strike, also concerned about the Boeing strike. I mean, both of these industries have an absolute monopoly on key parts of our economy. And some of these demands are just unreasonable. But you have to go back to where these demands came from. I mean, we just came through a very inflationary period. And so there's no doubt that middle-class families are feeling this squeeze. And so, yeah, they're coming back saying, hey, yeah, inflation's back to 3%, but, we just went through periods where it was just, 2 or 3 times that. So we want to have these raises that are 11% a year. And it's just out of touch with reality. What's even more egregious is part of the thing that they're lobbying for in this agreement is to ban automation. I mean, this is something out of a dystopian novel that you would say there is technology that could do this more efficiently and safely, but we don't want to utilize that technology because we're afraid about jobs.
Right.
So, this is concerning, and it's really egregious what's being demanded.
What could this do with our supply chain if it goes for a long time?
Oh, it could be really bad. I mean, right now, the holiday season, most of the inventory is already stateside for the holiday season, so that's good. It really depends on the type of products. I mean, a lot of products are, retail, clothing, things like that. Those are, shipped over here months in advance. But a lot of other things like coffee beans and perishable goods, those are, shorter supply chains. So this should not be underestimated. This could have a significant drag on our economy. Now, locally, what it means is it once again reinforces the need to have supply chains that are local to home and having more contingency plans and more supply chains and operations and manufacturing stateside, and that bears well for Milwaukee.
I agree.
Dale, couldn't the president intervene if he wanted to? You talked about damage to the economy. Could he intervene?
Yeah, there is federal law that says if there's a threat to the national security or the economy that the president can intervene. The president put out a very kind of safe statement. We want to negotiate and work this out. I think it's one of those things where if this carries on, the president may have to intervene, and I think that's pretty compelling. I mean, the last time there was a major intervention at the federal level was Ronald Reagan and the air traffic controllers. That did not turn out well for the air traffic controllers. This is a lot more complicated than that, but yes, the president can intervene. I think we're probably a ways from that point, but definitely a power he has.
Yeah, at this point he said, though, that he supports unions and their right to collective bargaining. So that's what they said for now.
Hey, how about another workplace topic? More U.S. workplaces opting for bonus-based pay. This is very interesting, Dale.
Yeah, well, I think it is interesting. I mean, there's certain professions that have had bonus pay for a while. I mean, especially in the sales area. But as, you're looking at trends in workers, it's looking more of, and this kind of goes with the inflation, once again, we just had, is companies are trying to figure out where are we at. And one-time money is always easier to deal with as a company in this regard than longer term. So just to go to employee and say spot bonuses, hey, you've done a really good job this quarter. You just had this big win. You've done well. We've done well. And going more that route as opposed to, hey, you had a great quarter. Let's raise your salary, which then is permanently part of your base. So it's probably good for morale. It's probably more flexible for businesses. And recognizing high performers on the spot, I think makes tremendous sense.
Dale Koinga is the president of the Metropolitan Milwaukee Association of Commerce. Dale, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Go Brewers.
Go Brewers. Let's go. Let's get it done. It's 4:56 at WTMJ. Here's your business headlines.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
A development with 361 apartments and 19,000 square feet of commercial space has been proposed in New Berlin. The site at the corner of Moreland Road and Greenfield Avenue is currently vacant. Milwaukee loves its festivals, and now it's getting international recognition for it. This week, the city was the recipient of an International Festivals and Events Association award for its work hosting and supporting festivals and events. Could Wisconsin have a new top billionaire? According to the new Forbes 400 list, Diane Hendricks of Beloit-based ABC Supply, whose fortune is now worth $21.9 billion, has closed the gap in recent years with John Menard Jr. of Menards, whose fortune is now worth $22.9 billion. I'm Drew Dawson with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Sponsored by the Pfister Hotel. Make your reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
For over 130 years, the Pfister Hotel in downtown Milwaukee has been delighting guests with impeccable service and luxurious accommodations. Celebrate your next special occasion with a stay at the Pfister. Enjoy fine dining at its acclaimed restaurants and pamper yourself with a service from the Wells Spa and Salon. Experience the hotel's afternoon tea program or take in live music with the best views of the city from Blue, the 23rd floor cocktail lounge. Make your reservations today at thepfisterhotel.com.
Looking ahead to life's next adventure? Hi, I'm Mike Yancey from Yancey & Associates. Whether you're buying a home or launching your dream business, we know there's a lot on your plate. But here's the thing, you don't have to go it alone. Since 1946, we've helped Wisconsinites like you secure, protect, and grow their version of the American dream. Our team is ready to tailor the perfect plan for you. Learn more at ansay.com. That's ANSAY.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Wouldn't it be nice if we customize everything in life? Like just every single thing you touch, you could customize, make it exactly how you want. Well, guess what? When it comes to what you want done with your house, you can customize anything. It's called Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Customizable windows, customizable doors, or patio doors. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. The durability of the materials get tested. They open and close the doors, the latches, and the shades literally thousands upon thousands of times to ensure they last for years to come, so you won't have issues. Other unique offerings include fold-away hardware, custom colors, ease of maintenance, because honestly, who has time for all that? Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin also include innovative features like shades between the glass, integrated roll screens, and noise reduction. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months, 0% for 3 full years. Certain restrictions apply, ends October 31st. Get started today. It's PellaWI.com.
It's our Farm and Animal Appreciation event at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, enjoy unbeatable prices on the brands you trust to keep your farm going strong. Like 40-pound bags of Easy Heat wood fuel pellets, just $4.69 each. $3 off assorted Nutrina NatureWise poultry feed. And save $30 on a 2-piece bale and bale feeder. Rewards members save an extra $40. Plus, we've worked with our brand partners to get prices down. So shop our new lower everyday prices at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Flooring, carpeting, bath, or kitchen remodeling. Adair is the name Milwaukee has trusted for 65 years. This is Rob Adair. Ready to remodel? Give us a call, 761-3660. Get personal care from Adair, South 27th in Franklin.
Protect mom's assets, protect your assets. Call Krause Estate Planning, estateplanningpeople.com.
Sponsored by Flanners Home Entertainment, Flanners.com. Just press play.
Upgrade your entertainment setup today. For the best in audio and video for your home, indoors and outdoors, Flanners Home Entertainment delivers sound advice at the best price. Flanners, just press play.
The Brewers have one more chance to stay alive.
Peralta's 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Elevated fastball.
Our coverage of Game 2 of the wild card round against the Mets starts tonight at 6. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental on your home of the Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
It's 5:01. I'm John Mercure. Your top story. J.D. Vance doubles down on claims about Vice President Kamala Harris.
I'm Julia Fellow. Why the threat environment is expected to remain high in the U.S. in the coming year.
I'm Debbie Loziga. It looks like we've got some issue going on Pennsylvania Avenue south of 794, just about as you're getting to College Avenue. It looks like Pennsylvania Avenue is closed right now, so they will be giving you a detour to go around that. You can get back onto Pennsylvania Avenue using the city streets there. So just be extra careful if you're going to be heading through that neck of the woods. Thank you to Sandy Max for that heads up. Southbound on 43, backing up from Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive, all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River. Northbound slow out of the Marquette all the way up towards North Avenue. Southbound 41's also going to be heavy from before Good Hope Road, pretty much all the way down past Capitol Drive there. Eastbound 94, watch for the backups from Highway 16 all the way to Barker Road, and then again from the county line all the way to about Hawley Road. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 47. Tomorrow, sunny skies, a high of 75. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a developing story. Milwaukee police confirm that human remains have been found at Maryland Avenue Montessori School on Milwaukee's east side. We'll bring you more information as it becomes available.
Fresh off his debate performance yesterday, GOP vice presidential hopeful and candidate J.D. Vance is in Michigan today on the campaign trail. Vance repeated a claim about how he believes Vice President Harris should have done more as vice president.
I get sick of having a vice president of the United States for 3.5 years pretend that she bears no responsibility for all of the policies that have made this country weaker, less prosperous, and less secure.
Meanwhile, Minnesota governor is in York, Pennsylvania today.
Decision Wisconsin, more presidential campaigning coming to Wisconsin. Vice President Kamala Harris in Ripon on Thursday. She'll address voters at an event scheduled about 3 o'clock, and the location's not been addressed, but Ripon College closures are in place. Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump back in southeast Wisconsin on Sunday, making a campaign stop in Juneau.
The Department of Homeland Security expects the threat environment to remain high in the U.S. over the next year. CBS reports that Homeland Security officials told them they are concerned about the upcoming Jewish holidays and the anniversary of the October 7th attacks that could trigger violent extremists.
This report indicating that between September 2023 and July 2024, domestic violent extremists driven by, various anti-government, racial, or gender-related motivations have conducted at least 4 attacks in the homeland, 1 resulting in death, U.S. law enforcement disrupting at least 7 additional violent extremist plots.
The agency's annual report is used to evaluate a growing number of evolving foreign and domestic threats. It also provides an overview of the threat landscape to all of us and other agencies for the year ahead.
Hurricane Helene killed at least 170 people. In Augusta, Georgia, residents are still without power.
It's a lot because, there's people out here that got little kids, and we don't know what's in the water system if it's not purified.
Among the dead are first responders who perished while trying to help people in their wind-ravaged and rain-soaked communities.
Coming up, a classic rock band selling its music catalog.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:04.
As you age, you start noticing pain in your joints that didn't used to be there. But you don't have to live in pain. When joint pain becomes a reality, schedule your free pain evaluation with Rejuvenex. We'll find where your pain lives and inject powerful, FDA-approved medicines that reduce inflammation and pain, while improving mobility in hips, shoulders, elbows, and knees, with some patients experiencing relief for greater than 2 years before repeating the process. While treatments like stem cells can cost close to $10,000 per joint, at Rejuvenex, the cost for your injection can be as low as $65, and almost all major insurance plans cover our treatments, so you may not have to pay anything at all. Call us now to schedule your free pain evaluation, because I'm pretty sure we can help you. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to Rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. Are you in the market for a new roof, but overwhelmed at how to start the process? Well, here's a suggestion. Go with Tri-County Contracting. Installing roofs since the 70s, this family-owned company works for you. Stop by their showroom in New Berlin or go to TriCountyContractingWI.com. You don't want a process that takes forever. Tri-County Contracting makes it easy, from getting the estimate to getting that brand new roof. Worry-free roofing, siding, and windows, Tri-County Contracting.
After 125 years, Port Washington State Bank knows how to help your business expand. I'm James Showalter, president of PWSB and a proud resident of Ozaukee County. As a fifth-generation family business, PWSB cares deeply about helping you achieve your goals. Our commercial lending team takes the time to listen and provide the care you deserve. It's the way we've done business since 1899. Stop into Port Washington State Bank today.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 5:06.
A classic rock band has finally agreed to sell its catalog.
After decades of fighting and almost agreements, Pink Floyd's finally signed a deal to sell the rights of their recorded music catalog to Sony. It's for a whole lot of money, too. The Financial Times says the deal is said to be worth around $400 million. That includes the rights to the band's name and likeness, too. With the massive deal, you can expect to hear Pink Floyd songs in more movies, TV shows, video games, and other media. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update. Just hanging out at the Gruber Law offices. One call, that's all sports desk. Brewers need to win tonight. Haven't won a playoff game since 2021. For their season to continue, they must win tonight. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock on WTMJ. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental. And training camp's underway for the Bucks. The team will spend about a week training in Los Angeles in advance of their first preseason game, October 6th in Detroit.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time approaching 5:08.
You know, sometimes when you hear a radio ad like this one, you think, yeah, maybe I should look into this. But you never do. Hi, Andy Haver here, owner of Progress Manufacturing in West Bend. Like many of you, I've heard radio ads for QC Kinetics. So I finally went to check them out because I've had chronic bursitis in my elbow for many years. I got cortisone shots, but those quickly stopped working. My doctor told me that the only solution for my bursitis was surgery. After my initial free consultation, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics designed a treatment plan specific for me. I'm really happy I went because QC Kinetics helped me be pain-free with no drugs, surgery, or downtime, and their entire staff was friendly and made me feel comfortable. My only regret is that I didn't call them sooner. Lasting joint pain is just a phone call away. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474, with locations in Mequon and Greenfield.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
All right, happy Wednesday as we gear up for Brewers Game 2. Adam McAllister from MLB.com will join us coming up in about 7 minutes.
You know, the word undaunted is not just a slogan during the Brewers playoff run. It has a deeper meaning for Brewers manager Pat Murphy. And the story I'm about to share might give you a deeper appreciation for our coach as he lifted up an Appleton family with those words, whose son is fighting for his life. It is the side of Pat Murphy we don't usually hear about, but the Appleton father you are about to meet says the time his family spent with the coach changed their outlook on life.
Pat Murphy is a better human being than he is a baseball coach, period.
They met under the most unexpected circumstances. Tyler Jedwabney's 15-year-old boy, Brett, suffered a traumatic brain injury.
And just 1 in a million to get him.
Brett was at the family home using a power washer.
He was doing what a 15-year-old boy does.
The power washer went over a tire on a hose cart.
Yeah, and it was just a plastic tire. What he was power washing exploded and cracked his skull, went into his brain.
In a split second, the family's lives changed forever.
My son that's in the children's hospital has a traumatic brain injury, is unable to talk, unable to walk, or unable to do anything. So, and that's, as Grant, my youngest, says, he's lost his best friend, he's lost everything.
But out of something so dark came so much light and generosity from perfect strangers at the Ronald McDonald House. That is where the family have been able to stay for the past 3 months at no charge, while his son is getting treatment at Children's Hospital.
A true special place. But most importantly, the Ronald McDonald House provides a home.
Generous hearts donate even more, including a man by the name of Dave, who gives away the majority of his Brewers season tickets to families who are staying at the Ronald McDonald House. The seats are right behind home plate. The Jedwabneys were able to take their youngest son to a game.
My son is just an absolute fanatic of the Brewers, so he runs over there and gets an autograph from Pat Murphy.
As luck would have it, someone who works at Ronald McDonald House ran into Pat Murphy at an event soon after. After he heard the family's story, he gifted them a special seats to the Brewers Diamondbacks game last month and a backstage tour of AmFam. They could not wait, but did not expect who they would see that day.
Wait here, and then all of a sudden, Pat Murphy comes walking out and says, I'm going to give you the tour today. And I think my son's jaw just absolutely dropped. He walks us through, got to walk on the field, took pictures with Grant out on the field. Grant's favorite player is Jackson Churio.
Churio, soft into center, base hit, and it gets by. Churio on the move.
And as we were walking out to the dugout, Pat himself grabbed a baseball bat and said, "Here, Grant, here's what it's like to feel a Major League Baseball bat." And Grant obviously grabs it right away, and he goes, hey, why don't you take a look and read whose bat that is? And he picked out Jackson Churio's bat.
It's an inside-the-park homer for Jackson Churio.
And again, I've never seen my kid's face that in awe in my entire life. The time he took was absolutely special for Grant. You know, the irony in the day's events is the day before this all happened, we got denied by insurance to go to rehab, which Brett so desperately needs. And the Brewers team slogan is the word undaunted. The sign was on Pat Murphy's desk. The sign is in the locker room. Yeah, the word undaunted. 100%, we're going to fight no matter what. We're going to have trials, we're going to have troubles, but we're going to keep going. And that word, that day, that talk with Coach, definitely give him a new outlook on, I can go see my brother up in the hospital. It's going to be okay. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get through this. Because that word needed to come to us on that day. It needed to hit my wife and I and Grant. Like, we're going to have a fight. We got to be undaunted through it all.
A life-changing moment for this family that even the president of Ronald McDonald House Charities of Southeast Wisconsin noticed when the family came back.
You could see it in their face. When they were back at the house after this incredible experience, it changed them. I think it forever changed their perception and path.
Over the past few days, Brett has gotten better.
He's kind of started communicating in his own little way of hitting flashcards for yes and no, tapping for yes and no, and waving hi, waving bye.
And just this week,
my wife called me with great news that insurance did go through. And the first words out of her mouth was undaunted.
A mantra not just meant for a playoff stretch, but for this family, life itself.
Brewers fan for life now, and a Pat Murphy fan forever.
So thankful to that family for sharing their world with us. If you text undaunted to our talk and text line to 855-616-1620, undaunted, it'll take you right to the web story about this family. You will see pictures before and after of this 15-year-old. Brett is on the mend, but will undergo another surgery to reconstruct his skull October 30th. Then he'll go into rehab where his parents hope he'll learn how to walk and talk all over again at 15 years old. The Ronald McDonald House Charities of Southeast Wisconsin can house more than 80 families at a time, John. It's incredible. They're always looking for volunteers or donations, the kind of donations that you'd imagine your family would need if there was an unexpected emergency. If you were stuck in one place for several weeks to several months, that's what they need in the form of actual donations or just dollars so they could go and buy it. Text Undaunted to learn more. And Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental.
All right, great story. Really good story. It's 5:15 at WTMJ. We talk Brewers up next with MLB.com's Adam McKelvey on WTMJ.
The Upswing is your place for commerce and community.
A lot of businesses have available space. Creating similar models, especially in the downtown area that invite everyone in, I think that's a winning scenario.
Hosted by Jeff Sherman.
It can't feel like a hotel lobby.
No.
I walk in and 95% of these spaces, I'm like, why am I leaving my house? Because this is cleaner?
Weekdays from 10 to 11 on WTMJ. Presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs.
Hey, John Mercure here for Sit Mean Sit Dog Training. I love my dogs. Bella and Baxter are the best. They become like the kids in our home, and a lot like raising children, it takes work. And Sit Mean Sit Dog Training is helping me do that work. They've given me the tools I need to make sure our dogs are better behaved. It's Sit Mean Sit Dog Training. Best tools, best techniques. I thought I couldn't get our dogs to behave like I wanted them to, but I just wasn't working with the right teams. Sit Mean Sit Dog Training can help you have a happy, confident, obedient dog. Matt and his teams are quite simply the best. It works. I know. I'm a client. It's Sit Mean Sit Dog Training. Schedule your free consultation today. It's Sit Mean Sit.
When you need to sell quickly, choose Grandview to buy your home. Don't worry about real estate agents or showings. We'll buy your home as is, no repairs or cleanouts needed, and you'll get an offer in hours. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume from New Nordic.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Nagging pain lasting for months, difficulty performing everyday tasks, not moving like you'd like, it's time to see the doctor. And I recommend Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Anytime I've needed care, the appointments are timely, no waiting weeks to be seen, and no pressure to have surgery. It's about getting the right diagnosis and choosing a treatment plan that fits your life. No question where I turn if I'm injured again. The experts in care at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. It's orthowisconsin.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. Traffic brought to you by Annex Wealth Management. Financial and retirement planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Ready for you at annexwealth.com.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Lazaga. How we doing?
Well, we're still seeing this problem on southbound Pennsylvania Avenue, right about at College Avenue. Looks like that intersection is blocked off, so you're going to have to follow the detours that the officers are giving you through that area. Southbound 43 backing up from Hampton Avenue down all the way through the Marquette to the KK River. Northbound slowing down right through the Marquette all the way up towards North Avenue. Southbound 41 is going to be very slow, basically from the Bradley Road area all the way down to about Hampton. Couple taps on the brakes past Capitol Drive as well. And the northbound side slowing from about North Avenue up past Burleigh. And then eastbound 94, if you're coming in for the game, watch out for big delays from the county line all the way to about Hawley Road. Westbound's going to be slow pretty much from the Marquette interchange to about Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 47. Tomorrow, sunny, a high of 75. Friday, AM showers, a high of 68. Saturday, sunny, 74. Sunday, chance for rain, a high of 70 degrees. Right now, it's sunny and 69. Game 2 of the Wild Card Series is tonight. It's Brewers-Mets. Coverage begins at 6 o'clock here on WTMJ. Adam McCalvey is quite simply the best in the business. He's a writer for MLB.com, and he's with us this afternoon. Adam, thank you so much.
Oh, you're being too nice. This is fun for me because I'm in Jeff Levering's seat. He's got his scorebook here, his tea, some lozenges, all his notes about Sean Manaea.
Yeah, we've been trying to get Levering to buy that 2-foot nacho box.
Oh, I went and priced that. Did you guys get the
No, what's
price?
the price?
Yes, I want to know.
$27.99. I think that's a bargain.
For all those nachos, that might be a bargain.
I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah, me too. Hey, I want to start with this with you, Adam. Jesse Winker on September 27th is hit by a pitch in a game, the Brewers against the Mets. Their broadcasters say this was clearly on purpose. None of us will know except for, I guess, the people involved. And last night, the incident with Adames, Winker gets a big hit, former Brewer, of course. And there was an exchange which has gone viral everywhere. Take us inside what happened last night and what you make of it.
Well, look, I think it probably goes back earlier than when he was hit by a pitch in that last series of the season. You go back to last season here. Remember, Jesse Winker made the Brewers postseason roster over Garrett Mitchell. And I think, there was some fan sentiment about Garrett Mitchell because he was coming back from shoulder surgery, homegrown guy, speedy. I think a lot of people wanted to see him in that series. And Winker had really struggled for the Brewers. Remember, he got the boos sort of in both games of that playoff series last year. Then he came back here in July, and I don't know if anyone remembers this, but he had a run-scoring double and a homer off Freddie Peralta in a game in July, and he got the boos again. So then you flash forward to that final series of the season. I mean, I just think there's been some exchanges between Winker and maybe the folks in the seating bowl here, and it bled into, the players on the field. So
we know exactly what they said?
I think we don't know exactly what they said. I'm sure it was just about, who owes who for dinner.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it, Adam. It's all over out there. I mean, there are a lot of F-bombs that were thrown back and forth. Willie Adames apparently said, you can read his lips, let's take him to the parking lot after the game.
Oh, my gosh.
So here's my follow-up question for you. You cover this team and you're with him all the time. Was he a popular guy in the clubhouse, or was he kind of aloof? Were they not, in general, close to Winker?
Well, everybody has their own level of popularity in the clubhouse, and Willie Adames is very, very high. And Jesse Winkers is in a different place, but you don't want to criticize a guy who's not here anymore. And look, I mean, he's had a great career.
We do.
He had a bad year here.
There's some workers that you don't want around.
Not everybody gets along to your point,
right.
I guess, Adam. Hey, let's ask you about
tonight. He had a tough year here, and I would just say, like, they're going to focus on the game. I mean, the Brewers need to focus on the game and not Jesse Winker tonight.
So let's us focus on that. What's the key to tonight's game? I mean, obviously, key hitting, key pitching. What do you be looking for early on?
To be themselves. I mean, this is a Brewers team that for years has been pitching and defense. This year they've added the element of speed on the bases. Second most steals the Brewers have ever had in franchise history. And they scored those runs early in the game yesterday with that speed. It was great base running. One of the Mets people said, like, there's all these advanced metrics. This might be the best base running team in baseball in like a decade. So they did it early, but then the defense and the bullpen obviously got away from them late. If they are themselves the team that we saw throughout the regular season, they can certainly beat the Mets in 2 games. It's tough when you're down 0-1 in a 3-game series, and these series happen so fast. But look, it's you win tonight, and now it's even, and tomorrow's a total toss-up.
I hadn't seen if they posted the lineup yet. Are there any changes?
It's that lefty lineup that we've seen a lot. So you get Jackson Chourio leading off, which is full circle, right? Because remember opening day against the Mets, he led off, and I got to ask Carlos Mendoza, the Mets manager, and he goes back to Jackson Chourio to winter ball a couple of years ago. And he said when he first saw him in winter ball in Venezuela, he said this guy's going to be a problem. So Chourio gets a chance to set the tone tonight.
Adam, what do you see right now in front of you?
I see grounds crew working out there on the dirt.
Yeah, they're like blowers, right?
They got the rakes and the blowers, and they're getting it all ready. I mean, I could get used to sitting in this seat, you guys. I mean, I have a nice seat over there in the main press box, but I have to listen to all the other riders. Up here, I get, I think I might switch spots with Jeff tonight and call a couple innings.
We were hoping you would say maybe what you saw was Levering making his way back up the stairs with that big box of nachos.
No, you know what, though? Those guys are in back right now having a meal together. It's one of the coolest things. We actually Sophia Minert and I sat down with Uke's broadcast partners, and we talked about Uke a little bit the other day. We're going to put that on a podcast coming up sometime soon. And they have these sort of family dinners before the games. I don't think they talk about it that much, but it's a really cool thing that they do. They're a family here, and I know it means a lot to those 3 guys just to get to spend all this time with Uke this year. And that dinner before the game is their time to be together and not be on the air and just talk amongst themselves.
All right. He is Adam McCalvy, MLB.com. Great stuff, Adam. Thank you for making some time for us.
Of course, you guys. Anytime.
Thanks,
right.
Adam.
I'm going to text Levering and tell him how good you are in that seat, how comfortable you are in that seat.
And tell Levering, or you, if you're still listening, Adam, if you text me your phone number, I will Venmo you money. I'll Venmo you guys
for
$27.
the nachos box.
Yeah, so you guys can let me know how it is.
I'll do that. We're going to do this. I'm ready.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, by the way, somebody just texted me and asked me if Euchre's calling the game tonight. We don't know. I have no idea. He was not on the game last night, but hopefully he will be tonight. So we'll see. You'll know when we know here on WTMJ. It is 5:24. Let's check those markets. It's the Annex Wealth Management market update. Everything eked out a little green gainer today. The Dow was up 39 points. The NASDAQ was up 15. The S&P 500 up 1 point on the day. Get an honest opinion of where you are financially and where you're headed. Work with a fee-only fiduciary. Start at annexwealth.com.
Wedding bands and big anniversary diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Lock in for October. Brewers postseason tickets are on sale now. Clear your schedule, claim your spot, and be here for a Brewers postseason run you don't want to miss at brewers.com/postseason.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is simple, to transform the culture of care, and they do that every single day. They've actually just opened a new place in Mukwonago. It's Azura. It's the real deal. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. I know I've been in their places. I see how they treat people. At Azura, it's about compassion and empathy. AzuraLiving.com. 15 locations now from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 5 of them in the Milwaukee area. Kindness at the core, day after day. Wisconsin-based and family-owned, it's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
For WTMJ contest rules, visit WTMJ.com/contests.
We've found that the high road is worth the climb, and it's less crowded. At Semperfi, everything we do is done to the best of our ability. There are no shortcuts. It's pretty simple. We do what we say we're going to do because we fully understand that a reputation is never given, it's always earned. It is in our nature to keep our values intact so that when we leave your job, you'll be right there to shake our hand with satisfaction. We've installed massive flat roofs and shingled huge churches, schools, and all kinds of homes from modest to extravagant, all with integrity and pride in our work. And we're going to keep doing it for generations to come. That's what Always Faithful means to us. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, "Why would I put up with that?" Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, a weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. It's sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. And joining us today is Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, I want to talk about employee benefits today. R&R Insurance provides those benefits for all of us here at Good Karma Brands. It's a great program. And companies, us here too, fast approaching open enrollment.
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. Employee benefits are one of a company's largest expenses. Businesses need to know how to use their employee benefits program as a tool to attract and retain employees. A benefit understood is a benefit appreciated. This means it's critical to know how best to communicate your company's employee benefits program. The right message will help employees understand their option and guide their decision-making. It'll also increase their sense of value and engagement. Employees will be more inclined to participate and see it as a part of their total compensation program.
So looking at the current very competitive job market, Jeff, what impact do these employee benefit packages have on, say, a candidate's decision to sign with a company?
The impact is huge. Numerous studies indicate that in today's environment, new hires more frequently select the employer with the best overall employee benefits package.
So, Jeff, why R&R Insurance?
Vince, at R&R Insurance, we'll help employers brand their benefit packages in a customized, easy-to-understand fashion, taking out the complex and confusing nature of shopping for employee benefits insurance. More importantly, we'll manage and provide as much support as you need for your open enrollment process and beyond. With our latest mobile technology, your employees will have easy, immediate access to benefits information for themselves and their families 24/7.
Can confirm. That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. More information at myknowledgebroker.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, a felony charge for a former city attorney.
I'm Julia Fellow. The latest poll results with 34 days to go.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound 94 still backed up from Highway 16 all the way through the Barker Road area. You are back on the brakes almost from Moreland Road all the way through the Zoo interchange to Hawley Road. It's a slow ride there. Westbound slow from before the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. And southbound 43 a hefty ride from Silver Spring pretty much all the way down through the Marquette down to the KK River crossing. Hey, while you're out navigating the roads as quickly and safely as possible, if you see something we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line at 414-238-9329. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, not as cool as last night. 53 at the lake, 47 inland. Tomorrow, pick day, mostly sunny, a high of 75 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a felony charge filed against the former Milwaukee city attorney.
Embattled former city attorney Tierman Spencer faces a misconduct in office charge, accused of using City of Milwaukee staff to avoid neighborhood services inspections of his personal property and to clear fees that were owed. During his time as city attorney, Spencer dealt with a large amount of staff resignations and an allegation of sexual harassment. He was defeated by challenger Evan Goike earlier this year. Spencer also faces a charge of obstructing an officer in the investigation. If convicted, he could face time in prison. Eric Bilstead, WTMJ News.
Decision Wisconsin, another presidential campaign stop comes to Wisconsin this week.
Fond du Lac County gets a visit from Vice President Kamala Harris on Thursday. According to the Democratic Party of Wisconsin's website, she'll speak to voters at an event scheduled from between 3 and 6 p.m. A location has not been publicly announced, but the City of Ripon Police Department has announced street closures and parking restrictions to begin Wednesday night. Closures include sections of Ransom Street, Woodside Avenue, Elm Street, and Congress Street, many of which are near Ripon College. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
With just over a month to go until the general election, the state's 8th Senate district will be one of several hotly contested races this November.
The election comes nearly 1 year after the passage of Act 12, which reworked cities' access to state shared revenue. Democratic candidate Jody Habush-Sinnigan tells WTMJ the fund should be used to help lower costs for taxpayers.
We can make the progress what is needed to prevent these ongoing property tax increases.
Her Republican opponent, Dewey Strobel, says decisions need to coincide with the Act's law enforcement investment requirements.
Because if there's anything a municipality needs to do, it needs to do police, fire, and emergency medical services well.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
The latest Marquette Law School poll shows Wisconsin U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin has a 53-47 lead over challenger Eric Hovde. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris is maintaining her 52-48 lead over former President Donald Trump. The poll found voters favor Harris more on abortion, health care, and ensuring fair elections, while Trump is favored on matters of immigration, the economy, this Israel-Hamas war, and other foreign relations. Additionally, 3% of those polled would support former independent candidate Robert Kennedy Jr. if he suspended his campaign on August 23rd, but will remain on the Wisconsin ballot.
Not in my backyard. That's what Wauwatosa Mayor Dennis McBride often hears from constituents when it comes to building and housing. According to the Wisconsin Policy Forum, communities all across Wisconsin do not have enough to meet demand. Mayor McBride tells Spanning the State those with environmental concerns should look to build upwards.
Density is good for the environment, not bad. Why? Because you don't have to build more roads. You don't have to extend water and sewer mains. Density is good for mass transit.
Plus, Mayor McBride says the city is not short of green space. 10% of Milwaukee County's parkland, for example, is located in Wauwatosa.
A playground designed for people of all physical abilities to play together. That's the idea behind Moss Universal Park, an 18-acre facility complete with a universal playground structure and universal playing fields.
Upon completion, it will be the first park of its kind in the nation.
Why shouldn't parents, grandparents, kids of all abilities be able to access the entirety of a park?
Founder and executive director of the Ability Center, Damian Buchman, is leading the charge on everything from fundraising to design.
It needs to change the system of how we design parks.
The estimated cost to build out the park in full is roughly $20 million. Over $6 million has been raised so far. Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
A classic rock band has finally agreed to sell its catalog.
After decades of fighting and almost agreements, Pink Floyd's finally signed a deal to sell the rights of their recorded music catalog to Sony. It's for a whole lot of money, too. The Financial Times says the deal is said to be worth around $400 million. That includes the rights to the band's name and likeness, too. With the massive deal, you can expect to hear Pink Floyd songs in more movies, TV shows, video games, and other media. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Training camp is underway for the Bucs. The team will spend about a week training in Los Angeles in advance of their first preseason game October 6th in Detroit. And they haven't won a playoff game since 2021. That'll need to change tonight in order for the Brewers season to continue. Coverage of tonight's Game 2 of the Wild Card Series against the Mets begins at 6 o'clock on WTMJ. Brew October is sponsored by Delta Dental.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:36.
Get help for your house this Saturday from Eric Brown. The president of Siding Unlimited knows his stuff. Yes, their name is Siding, but they do so much more. Windows by Pella and others, roofing, decks. That's why they are Siding Unlimited. Eric can advise you with anything about your home's exterior. Make a point to listen and call Eric this Saturday on WTMJ's Fix It Show. And remember why they are called Siding Unlimited. They are siding and much, much more. See sidingunlimited.com and you'll see.
Hey, we want you to participate in the WTMJ Fall 2024 Fan Survey. It takes less than 10 minutes to complete, and we want your feedback. To participate, simply text the word survey to the WTMJ talk and text line at 855-616-1620. That's 855-616-1620. A survey link will be texted back to you. It's a few simple questions. I was checking it out the other day. Please do the survey. Let us know what you like and what you're not so hot about. As a thank you for your participation, upon completion of the survey, you'll be entered to win a package that includes $2 regular season game tickets and an overnight stay at the Pfister. How good is that? Text the word survey to 855-616-1620.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Universal Windows Direct. Replaces old drafty windows before winter sets in. Universal Windows Direct exclusive super spacer technology helps keep your home insulated. Call Universal Windows Direct today. 414-410-2000. For every 2 windows you buy, 2 free. Buy 2, get 2. Buy 20, get 20. There's no limit. Plus, 0% financing for 60 months. Restrictions apply.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Chief Meteorologist Brian Iznansky is with us, and he is out and about. Where are you, Niz? At the ballpark?
Yeah, we're at American Family
Nice.
Field here, right by Hellfair Field. Fans are showing up. The grills are going. This is like torture. I want to be able to sit down with some of these tailgate parties and call it a night. Oh, I wish I could be not working. But work is fun.
Yes.
Of course. I mean, it could be much worse.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, as we read stories today about the hurricane, Niz, and now 170 people have died, and they think people are still missing in like Georgia and North Carolina. Maybe you can walk through this for us, because it's a really good reminder that it's not just where the eye of the storm comes ashore and it's a Category 4 and all of that. How has this happened? Most of those deaths aren't even in Florida.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it too. So much focus all the time on hurricanes that, you know, where's that eye going to come ashore? The right quadrant of the eye will be the most dangerous with storm surge and winds up to 150 miles per hour, that you kind of don't think about some of the other issues, and especially with the hurricane that we just had, Helene. It came in very fast, like the motion of the storm. It made landfall in the evening in Florida, and then by the next morning it was already past Atlanta. So for hurricane standards, that's moving very quickly. So when it's able to move quickly like that, it's able to hold more strength than a typical hurricane does by the time it makes it that far inland. So what you had is a ton of rain. You had nearly hurricane conditions work its way through all of Georgia, and you're talking about really tall pine trees that can't sustain that wind. It would be like if a squall line that, moved through from Green Bay to Kenosha, and it had 90-mile-per-hour winds with it, and it just plowed right through the state, and it also happened to drop 20 inches of rain in a few spots. So, yeah. I mean, that's the magnitude of what you're looking at, which would be an absolute disaster here as well. The stuff that's going on in Asheville and some of the other adjacent communities there's some radar estimates of over 2 feet of rain that dumped in the mountains above Asheville and the other cities. And you mix in that much rain. It's one thing if it rained that much in Houston, that's pretty much a bayou, and it's swamp. And it's flat, and they get flooding and stuff like that. But it's different when you get that much rain in mountains, and it comes rushing down like mudslides, and it's just a whole different ball game. It's an absolute disaster out there.
Have you heard from John Milan at all?
I have not, but he's on the Carolina coast. He's east of there over towards Wilmington. I haven't heard from him. I'm sure he's fine, but yeah, that's a little too close for comfort for him as well. And I know he's got family in the Atlanta area too.
Yeah.
Atlanta fared okay. The main wind field with that went east of Atlanta, where they have still, I mean, like the power outage numbers are still crazy. We keep talking about that. I think it's still over 1 million.
Wow.
It's bad. It's something that when I talked to you guys the next day after the hurricane, I didn't myself, even someone who scours the web, it hadn't really gotten to me yet the magnitude of how much the inland communities got impacted. It took a couple days to realize how bad this was, and I really think it just took, the eyes and people getting to communities that were completely disconnected from what was going on.
Hey, how about us here, Niz? What does it look like tonight in the next several days?
Beautiful tonight. I mean, I'm looking at the stadium right now. I can't believe the roof is closed. I get it. It's going to get a little bit chilly with the sun setting, but I mean, who can't throw on a sweatshirt?
Right.
I was just going to ask you about it.
It's like, come on. Anyhow, I don't make that decision, but yeah, temperatures will be falling back into the 60s, eventually 50s tonight. Could see a few 40s inland again. Clear skies tonight. Now tomorrow, beautiful day again. High of 73 degrees, mostly sunny skies. As we head into Friday, late Thursday night, Friday morning, another weak cold front comes in, and we could see a stray shower. Don't get your hopes up, but maybe like a 30% chance of a shower before sunrise Friday morning. And then dry Friday afternoon, high temperature in the middle 60s. Saturday, mostly sunny, back up to 73. And then another weak cold front on Sunday could bring a stray shower, mainly north of Milwaukee, Sunday morning, but will be dry in the afternoon. Really, overall, these next 5 days look great. 60s, 70s, and a lot of sunshine.
All right. Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky. Thanks, Niz. Have fun out there.
Yeah, let's go Brewers, guys.
Go Crew. Got to get it done. Got to get it done. Hey, we talk Packers up next. Switch gears a little bit, and Mark Tauscher will join us. It's 5:43 on WTMJ.
When you walk into your bathroom, is it turn this into this? With our Sidex Creepiest Tub or Shower Contest. Enter a picture of your creepy tub or shower space at WTMJ.com for a chance to win a brand new complete tub or shower conversion installed at no cost, up to a $10,000 value. Enter your picture by texting creepy to the WTMJ talk and text line. It's the Creepiest Shower Contest, only here on WTMJ.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
John Mercure here for the Freighters and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Back and neck pain lowers our quality of life and can make certain daily activities almost unbearable. We learned about the causes, treatments, what to do in experiencing back and neck pain, and so much more during our chat with Dr. J.P. Warner, an orthopedic spine surgeon with the Freighters and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. Listen to that conversation, along with all of our past everyday health discussions, by clicking the drop-down menu at WTMJ.com.
The Fox exclusive cruise sale with Royal Caribbean is going on now. Daring first and thrilling adventures are as plentiful as elegant moments and stress-melting relaxation when you sail with Royal Caribbean. Fox World Travel offers exclusive cruise prices you won't find with any other local travel agency. Plus, for a limited time, receive free specialty dining on select cruises. Let a Fox World Travel cruise expert save you from the daunting task of choosing from ships, ports, and staterooms. And visit foxworldtravel.com to plan your next cruise.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanner's Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanner's has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanner's, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanner's in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
If you're experiencing low energy, brain fog, or bloating, then your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver to detox your body all year long without any major changes to your diet or lifestyle.
Hey, so I'm going on a long trip. I'm leaving on Friday, and I made sure that tomorrow, the day before my trip, I have an appointment with Connect Chiropractic. Going in there in the morning, they're going to make sure I'm good to go, I'm set, I'm feeling great. They focus on wellness care at Connect Chiropractic, helping people do the things they want. They're going to make sure you feel good all the time. 2 locations, Tosa and Delafield, easy to get to. Tosa near Mayfair, Delafield right off the highway. Connect Chiropractic, voted Milwaukee's top chiropractor by Milwaukee Journal Sentinel readers. A long-term care focus on total wellness. It's a nuanced approach to chiropractic. No twisting, cracking, popping. None of that. It's Connect Chiropractic.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Traffic is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Retire well with Kowal.
Our team of fiduciary advisors are here to help you retire well with our streamlined retirement process. Give us a call today at 262-522-4040 or visit us at thekowalway.com.
Traffic and weather. Deb, how are the roads looking?
Still a bit slow on eastbound 94 from Highway 16, pretty much all the way almost to Moreland Road. And you're back on the brakes from Sunny Slope Road all the way through the Zoo Interchange to Hawley Road. The westbound side is backed up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, heavy from Silver Spring down past Capitol, back on the brakes from Keefe down through the Marquette. And the northbound side's a little bit slow from North Avenue heading up towards Locust. So just for the most part, we're looking okay throughout the rest of the system. Maybe a quick tap of the brakes westbound on 894 from about 27th Street through to Loomis. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
He wore the jersey.
Schemes are great. Great players are better.
And now he's breaking down every play with his trademark flair.
I feel like I'm a smart person most of the time, but there's some things I just don't get.
It's time to get caught up on the green and gold with today's Insider.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
We are joined by Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher, Wilde and Tausch, 9 a.m. to noon on ESPN. Tausch, thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, I love it. What do we got going today, everybody?
Hey, so I'm prepping for the segment today, and I'm thinking about you, and I'm thinking about your family, and I'm thinking about how different it must be these last several years now that you can enjoy fall and not have to be in full-blown football mode. What's fall like in the Tauscher household?
You know what? It's still very busy, obviously, with doing the Badger games and going on the road. And so since we've been doing that, but there's obviously more time to do the pumpkin patches and all the stuff that I think people – I love football. So football is always going to be a big part of my life. So even though I'm not playing, it's still busy and it's still football-centric. And when you have your kids playing football and you have hockey and all the other stuff, so – you're going to think I'm crazy, but it's actually busier now than it was when I was playing. Because when I was playing, it was just boom. Yeah.
Really?
But it's the truth. Because I have to now balance between doing, prepping and working the games and then doing post-game show and making sure I watch the pack. It's just there's more stuff than just focusing on playing a football game. Because now I have a job, I have a wife, I have kids. It's different.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not as physically taxing as what it was way back in the old days.
So Mrs. Tauscher must love football because it allowed her to have the palatial estate and all the travel you do and the great lifestyle. But does she sometimes view it almost as your girlfriend? Like, I mean, football, her, you.
Ooh,
How do you work
Where
that
are you
out?
going here?
Giselle said
Where
that.
are we going here, John?
How do you work all that out?
It's almost like I travel as much as you do, John. I mean, nobody can keep up with you. Listen, I think when you look at this, obviously, my wife loves the fact that we've been able to build this life, and football has been a centerpiece of it. So the great thing about her, she is very accommodating as far as this is what we're going to go do. And then you get to kind of reap a lot of the benefits from what football has given us. So, yeah, I think the sport itself, I think it's a fantastic game, and it's super entertaining. And I think the fact that so many people care about it has given me a chance to have a second career doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah. How did you meet your wife?
Oh, geez. What? So I met my wife.
This is the football segment.
What else is going on
Welcome
here today?
to the football
I
segment.
met my wife after I started playing in Green Bay through some mutual friends down in Madison. We dated for a while, and we got married kind of at the back end of my career.
Oh, fun.
How long have you been married?
How many kids do you have? Well,
Exactly.
what's your general income?
What's date night like?
Yeah, what do you do? Well, date night, we just had, I'll tell you what, John. So you asked about being busy. So the Badgers had a bye before the USC game. So I got to spend with my wife and some friends a week out in wine country. And if you're looking just to kind of reboot and kind of get away and do, there is, from a couple standpoint, if you like drinking wine, I don't know if there's a better vacation or getaway than you could do if you go out to Sonoma and Napa. It's fantastic.
Julia, you should do wine country.
No, I'll get arrested. Can't do that.
Tausch and I will bail you out.
Yeah. I was sober and fell upstairs just this week. All right.
Let me ask you a football question or two here. Jordan Love throws the ball a lot of times in that last game. He looked rusty at the beginning, but I guess that's to be expected. How do you view how much they ran the ball and how much they threw the ball this past week?
Well, I think obviously you don't want, for as great of a stat line as Jordan had, he threw 3 picks. You can't do that. And this team and this offense is kind of predicated on staying balanced. But when you fall behind 28-0, it makes it really difficult. So it was an outlier game. It was not the way the Green Bay Packers under Matt LaFleur want to play. And for the nice thing was, as you said, Jordan was rusty, got that knocked off. Unfortunately, the defense didn't kind of do its end to allow him a little time to get back into it. But I love the way he played in the second half. I love the competitiveness and the battle that this team showed. And for playing about as bad of a half of football as you're ever going to see a Green Bay Packer Matt LaFleur team play in the first half, to fight back and have a couple of different opportunities to win that game against Minnesota, I'm very encouraged by what we saw in the second half of that game.
Do you think that Malik Willis could start again, even though Love is better, or is that totally off base?
I think the only way he gets in is if there's an injury. Jordan Love is the guy. I know there were some fans saying we should have given him another week and let Malik go. He's won a couple games. Jordan Love is our guy. And when he is healthy enough to play, he's healthy enough to play. He's going to be the guy. So the great thing now, I think there is, where before, I don't know if we had a ton of confidence that we could win a game if Jordan Love was injured. Now I do believe everybody believes that Malik Willis can not only kind of hold down the fort, he showed he can lead this football team to some wins. And if Jordan does have to miss a game or two for whatever reason down the road, I think the Packers feel really good about their backup quarterback.
Speaking of injuries, how banged up is that secondary? Jair doesn't start. I think another guy didn't start. How big a deal is that?
Obviously, that hurt last week, and that's when you need your pass rush to kind of take the reins and help your defensive backfield. But Xavier McKinney continues to make plays, and Minnesota's got about as good of a skill set with Aaron Jones and with Justin Jefferson and Addison. So they caused a lot of problems. It was a bad week for Jair to get hurt. Hopefully he can get healthy and get back out there, because I think he showed – his absence last week showed that he's very much needed for this defense to be effective.
I got a great idea. We should plan this. So Julia and her awesome husband, Jason, you and Mrs. Tauscher, me and Michelle, Wildy, no, let's not bring Wildy. The 6 of us go to wine country like next year.
I have a better idea. Next time you go, because you're going to Italy a lot, and Lord knows what else you're doing.
Yeah.
Your next big trip outside of football season, I think the 6 of us should go do something big. I'm totally on board with that.
I like that. I like that. Okay, I'm going to work on that. He is the Hall of Famer.
Okay.
He's Mark Tauscher. Tausch, thanks for always making time for us.
You got it. Thanks, guys.
Of course. Hey, Brewers baseball is right around the corner here. If you want to catch the content on the show, text the word afternoon to 855.